Lot of them racks. House by the lake, bought that. Opposite the brakes, draw back. Paddock on my wrist, I'ma hit them with a drip. They gon' pay the VIP to get a pic with me. I'm a star. Brand new keys to the car. I'm the boss and the king and the czar. Got me so high, so addicted. Telling me I'm the only queen of his heart. Guess I let you co-star. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no razor close to the goal. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no razor close to the goal. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma be the best. You can bet I got the recipe. Mastermind, creator of this high vibe energy. Only thing I'm loyal to is building a legacy. So quit testing me. Lot of commas in the bank, I'm a provider. Tell the amateurs stay in they lane, ain't no outsider. Bought a mansion in LA, right next to Mariah. Write a song, get filthy paid, price going high. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no razor close to the goal. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Since they paid to see a show, got the South overflow. Yeah. If I gotta do it, I'ma do the most. Watching me, they take no razor close to the goal. Yeah. Yeah. It takes a lot to be the best.
Every single day I feel it.
Every single day I feel the pressure. Double up the work, let's make it extra. Working so my mother get a rest, yeah. Working like I never knew I'm blessed, yeah. Every single day I feel the pressure. Diamonds in my eyes, I know I'm special. In the gym, I gotta get my reps up. In the gym, I gotta get my working. I can't leave it out of chance, let's make it certain. Yeah, I had to lose it all to find my purpose. Yeah, but I won't do that twice, it made me nervous. Let's get to working. I'm like check one, check two, gonna get these bands now. Want this, want that, gotta be stand up. Jokes on you, boy, tell me you the man now. Every single day I feel the pressure. Double up the work, let's make it extra. Working so my mother get a rest, yeah. Working like I never knew I'm blessed, yeah. Every single day I feel the pressure. Diamonds in my eyes, I know I'm special. In the gym, I gotta get my reps up. In the gym, I gotta get my reps up. Yeah. In the gym, I gotta get my reps up. Yeah. You know. Okay, I'm here. Ain't nobody help me shooting in the gym. It's always been on me, I always gotta boom. Everybody eat before I got my fill. Ooh, keep it real, ooh, yeah. I got my family and a plan B. If I don't get it, then we don't eat. I feel the pressure when I'm not weak. My demons coming like a stampede. But trust me, man, I got it. I'm never out of pocket. We ain't never playing tag. You doubters are just nodding. Only seeing green, no wonder why I never stop it. And while you turning up, I just go up. I'm like a rocket, yeah. While you turning up, I just go up. I'm like a rocket, yeah. Pressure make diamonds. Every single day I feel the pressure. Double up the work, let's make it extra. Working so my mother get a rest, yeah. Working like I never knew I'm blessed, yeah. Every single day I feel the pressure. Diamonds in my eyes, I know I'm special. In the gym, I gotta get my reps up. In the gym, I gotta get my might just throw another fit. You know I can't help but these, cause they know they can never touch this. So baby, let me talk my shit, or I might just throw another fit.
Yeah. Look, back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. They getting nervous, I seen it. What I seen, you wouldn't believe it. They say they want it, I need it. Damn, I'm going dumb like I dropped out of class. Get in my lane and I'm going right past. I turn it up, watch me go to the max. You ain't it first and you know that you last. I thought I told them I'm coming right back. I got a flows like it came from the tap, and I came from my city, that's right on my back. Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. That's how I shoot. Lately I'm driven like I'm on the roof. They in my lane, I got told them to move. Now that I'm popping, got too much to lose. Look at the numbers, got nothing to prove. I'm in the city, just me and my crew. Told me I'm sick and I know that it's true, but I'm still gonna ball, it's like I got a flu. Yeah, run it up, I told them that I'm coming back. So let me get all of that. Time is now, I'm coming around to get a check. Said I need my taxes back. Over time I'm getting mine to get in line. And it's with no respect that I told them all about the ball, getting chips. Feeling like Kobe Shaq. Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. Yeah. Look.
What's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them two bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threat, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Look in my eyes, you seeing victory. We ain't taking L's, death to our enemies. You see the drip on me, you cannot get with me, you cannot stop me. Sit back and watch me, straight to the top. When we drop, you better join us. Boy, we hot, money in the bank, yo, we ain't playing. You should've listened when we said we staying. We ain't going nowhere, we ain't got no fear. Sit back and take notes, cause homie, we get here. Let's get ready for the rumble. All y'all welcome to the jungle. Hold up, y'all really trying to come at me? Bring it on.
Welcome in everybody to Road to World's Last Chance Qualifier number 2. We are here to spectate a bunch of beautiful players trying to fight their way into the World's Finals. My name is Elvin and I'm casting alongside Rio.
That's right, June. I'm here to help you have a wonderful day, and we're going to watch some amazing games and see some amazing players. These are the people that have made it to the second day of the Last Chance qualifiers, which means they entered into this tournament a little late, or a little later than everybody else, and got their teams composed together, and they were able to make it through the first day, and they're here today, and they get to get casted by us. So we're really excited to get started. The first map up will be the winners final. It will be a best of 5 between Full Random and Abyssal Assault. That's quite a fun name. Do you have any thoughts on these two teams so far, Elvin?
Yeah, so I actually haven't seen any of these players, but I do know, I believe both teams are EU, if I didn't get that wrong. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Yep, that is correct. So both teams EU. I think what I want to see is has been a couple of rule changes, Rio, actually. So the number one thing I kind of want to talk about, which if you guys have been tuning in, you probably already know about these rules, but for the new people out there that don't know, one of the spiciest rules that the finals has always had is that Heavy has always kind of been dominating the meta throughout season 1 all the way to season 3. But there was some big changes in season 4 that actually allowed players for this tournament to have more than one Heavy as long as they're not using the same class or same. Can't pronounce this, so don't be too harsh on me. But same specialization. So players are not allowed to use like 2 mag barriers, for example, right? They're not allowed to use the 2 shield, but they are allowed to use 2 different Heavy classes. So that's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, and the rule extends beyond heavies, so you can have 2 mediums running as well, but you can't run 2 healing beams. So that's what makes this really kind of dynamic. It forces teams to create a brand new composition. It forces them to kind of change it up a little bit, because previously we just saw 2 healing beams, 2 mediums, and 1 heavy. That was the composition we saw in these higher tier teams. They would just kind of get set up, and they would just be there, and it was healing and instant rezzing. and it just made it where, just being honest, it was a little stale. In the last chance qualifiers, the first one that we saw, the team compositions were wild. It was a mix of new players and also just new strategies. So we had people running light, medium. We had people running two heavies, one medium. It was just dynamic, and it really made for a fun game just setup. So I'm really happy with this rule change. There is one more thing to note, and that is we still have the winch claw and the glitch mine banned. There have been some adjustments to these that the issues that we banned them for should be fixed, but we're staying with this same format just for this last chance qualifier, and we will most likely revisit these rules coming forward into the Worlds tournament. So just stay tuned if you are a kind of a winch claw or a glitch mine user, because they're not out of the game just yet. But other than that, yeah, we have some really exciting games coming up for us, and this first winners final.
Yeah. Super excited to see. I think last time I was casting alongside, we were trying to see, oh my God, what's the name of the map? We were trying to see Sis Horizon last time I was casting. And oh my God, every single team kept banning it. And I don't know about you, Rio, but that map is just beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's just appealing to the eye. So I'm not going to lie. If I don't get to see some Sis Horizon today, ooh, I might have to have some personal talks with some of these teams for Worlds, because I really want to see that map. So it's going to be interesting to see how these new teams, because a lot of these new teams, I think they're kind of just like last second teams. We're like, oh man, this is the last chance. Let's get together. Maybe we can make a dream team work for the last week, and then we can just work on our team chemistry, make it a Worlds, and make a good run for it. So I will imagine, like you said, there will be some very interesting compositions, but I think also the meta when it comes to banning maps and picking maps would be a little different as well, which is why I brought up Sis Horizon. Hopefully we get to see that map. And I also want to see with the new changes in season 4, I want to see some new strategies come into play. Now that you're getting rewarded for getting more kills, or you get more points for killing. I want to see a little bit of a slaughterhouse going on. People going at it, people being aggressive, people just puffing their chest and just full on aping. So let's see what we get to see.
Yeah, we will definitely see that. And one thing to note is that we are including every map that's ever been in the game. So that includes Kyoto. Don't know if it'll ever be picked, but last time we did have a lot of people kind of going after the different maps. So the one that I was really excited for was the Fortune Stadium, and we actually did get to see one map played on it. So hopefully we get to see that one again. I know you're hoping for Sis Horizon. We normally get that in the mix. But I'm really hoping for Fortune, just to see kind of what it brings for us.
No, you're 100% right. If you don't know or ever heard of Fortune Stadium, that's actually the brand new map that came with season 4. So actually, I feel like that map is kind of like Soul 2.0. I don't know why, but it's just kind of like the layout of the map. When I first saw it, I was like, wait a second here, Des. Is this the same map, just recolored? But it really isn't. It plays a lot differently, but it kind of has some similarities. So if this is your first time seeing this new map, you might see some similarities that you can see in Soul. So I totally forgot about that as well, Rio. So I'm really glad you brought that up, because I'm very interested to see that brand new map. I want to see some really cool strategies, because with new maps come new ways to play, new ways to. So the beautiful thing about the finals is that when you're trying to sell a cash out, or we're trying to defend a cash out, there's just an endless possibilities of ways to play it. You can either bring the bomb down when somebody's trying to steal it. You can have a jump pad on the wall, so the cash out just flies out of the map nonstop, and then it respawns back exactly, but then it respawns on the jump pad, so it's just a continuous nonstop of falling off the map, going back to the original position nonstop in a loop. So I want to see some crazy plays like that in a new map. And it's going to be very interesting to see that. And then you also brought up Kyoto. I haven't gotten to see that map in a competitive setting. It is a huge map. So, it's no wonder why a lot of people haven't really picked it, or why it wasn't really allowed to be picked in the very beginning. But yeah, that's going to be a very interesting meta. And I think because these teams are random teams, I would imagine that like the main teams that have already qualified for Worlds, I would imagine they don't have much practice on the new maps or Kyoto, right? I would imagine they have more practice in the other maps. And that is a good sign if you're a last pickup team. you definitely want to play something where everyone else is pretty much uncomfortable with, because that gives you the advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of the reason that I think Kyoto isn't picked very well often is that it's a very different map than the others. It's very large. It's kind of spread out. A lot of the fights happen in very closed off areas and just very kind of open as well. Like there's some really weird cash out stations. In my opinion, too, the reason I don't like it is I run the CL40 and I don't like the all the bamboo everywhere. I know, yeah, that's quite a look. I've run it since day one. I mentioned before that I come from the Quake scene, so it's the thing that reminds me the most of Quake. But anyway, anytime that I try and use that gun on that map, I just hit the bamboo over and over. It's like I'm trying to aim at somebody, and nope, I hit the bamboo, and that just took all the damage away. So, it's not my favorite map. That's not why everybody doesn't pick it, but I will be very surprised if anybody picks it today. So we'll just have to wait and see. If we could we get to the map ban picks? Let's see what they have picked. Absolutely. Perfect timing from Stars there. And yep, like we were just saying, Kyoto is banned. And sadly, so is Fortune Stadium.
No!
But it does look like we are going to get the first pick that you were hoping for, which is Cis Horizon. So
finally,
we'll get started on Cis Horizon and then move to Monaco, which is probably my favorite map. And then we will move next to Skyway Stadium, then to Seoul, and then finally the decider will be on Las Vegas. So quite a nice setup. So we do have, this is a best of 5, so there is a chance that we see all 5 of these, or a chance that it kind of gets over at Skyway Stadium. Any thoughts on, we talked about Cis Horizon, what about Monaco? What would you expect to kind of see the style or the setup from either of these teams be in Monaco?
I think Monaco, it's a very interesting map because it can be, most cash outs can be literally inside a building, so you can get rewarded by running a shotgun, but you're taking a big risk. If you're running a shotgun, and then all of a sudden you have the floating platforms, it's like, oh man, maybe now shotgun is not really the best gun to use. Maybe you need to use a long range weapon, right? So it really just depends on which version of Monaco you get, because it's completely gonna change the characters that you're playing, the guns that you're using, the utility that you're using. So Monaco is one of those maps where it can go both ways. It can turn from a super close range or to a very long range. So that's going to be interesting. And I'm very happy that we're going to see Las Vegas for the last map, because Las Vegas is home of chances, right? Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But hopefully your team doesn't end up staying there forever and just kind of just losing, right? You definitely want to move on from that and go into the winners final, because remember, the winner of this winners finals goes into the grand finals, and it basically kind of just, they're just going to be sitting there all day until everyone, kind of just battles it out to try to battle you. So you definitely want that advantage, because if you make it to the grand finals, then you have the chance to spectate everybody else. You get to see what characters are running, what guns they're running, right? How they play. Are they aggressive? How do they play cash outs, right? Are they camping down low? Are they camping up high? So you get that peeker's advantage where you just kind of get to learn as you're waiting. So whoever gets to win that will have a huge advantage. So we're going to get to see who's gonna gamble and who's going to win, who's going to lose. Yeah.
Absolutely, and it is definitely a gamble, and it makes it fun that it's very on theme of the game, because the game is all about money and gambling in an aspect. But I'm also excited today to see if any of the teams employ some of the new weapons that we got. So we have the dual 50 cals from the heavies. We have the pike on medium, and I forget what it's called, the shotgun. I'm forgetting the abbreviation of the shotgun for the light. So some new weapons in here, but it does look like we're hopping right and getting into the Skyway Stadium.
Oh my god, I am so excited. Look at this beautiful map. Oh, I remember when it first came out, I was like a little kid in Christmas, just super happy to play it nonstop. So addicted to this map. And here we go. Look at this composition. Is that a heavy, medium? So It's kind of like a season 1 players, and we're gonna go straight into the action. And first blood has already happened. Spy is trying their best to stay alive, but they're gonna die. It's gonna be Pepe by themselves running a shotgun, gonna be able to clean one up, but not gonna be fortunate enough to kill anybody else. And that's just gonna be straight domination coming in already from Sam and their squad. So they are going to be getting the vault already as well. The first team that wins the gunfight usually gets control of the vault, and that is huge because they should be able to put the vault in straight away, and they're just going to have the time to set up depending on where the other team spawns. So that's going to be quite interesting how they play this out. Are they going to go to A or B? And it looks like they are going to be committing to A here. So they're just gonna. I'm gonna be interested to see if they play a floor under. I feel like that's kind of like the classic strat. You put the cash box in, and then you play a floor under, and you wait for it. But yet again, we're getting into another fight here, and is Pepe team going to be able to clutch this up this time? But Sandbox is super low, and just like that, the fight is almost over. This is looking like straight domination right now, Rio.
Yeah, that was amazing. They really just got right into the combat right away. 2 instant, really just attacks before we even got the cash out started. So cash out is getting started. We see Sam and his team setting up, and they're just waiting to be pushed again. Now, thankfully, they bought themselves a lot of time. Just from that first wipe, they were able to wipe and then get the cash out started. So it's forced the other team to spawn so far away. It has been patched recently where they don't spawn as far, but it's still, look at this. By the time that they get there, a quarter of the cash out is already done. So it really puts the pressure on the pushing team, and the defending team really set up something strong. They're going slow right now, no real action. We do see them kind of just peeking and trying to push and prod and find where they're trying to go. But yeah, I'm thinking that they're going to hop down and then demat the cash out down. But they are going for kills right now. We see Vlad goes down. Rezus is getting kills left and right. See Sam is down low. He's going for the res. Rezus gets Pepe back up. And we see them jumping up, getting onto the cash out station.
Yeah.
There's that demat.
And just like that, Pero's going to be the last man standing. They only have his shotgun. They're just kind of going to give this up. Their job right now is to stay alive and kind of just wait for his teammates to come back. And that's exactly what's going to happen. They don't have much time, so they got to come in with a strategy here. They have about maybe 45 seconds to a minute to work here. And now that they're all grouped up, they're going to just try to... They try to touch it and try to bait the team, but it looks like full random needs to be on full assault here, and they're trying to get the first blood, and so close, but no. Oh no, they weren't able to clean up. Rest is trying his best to stay alive as well, trying to get a kill. They're both very low. He's gonna get 1 kill. The healing being coming through, and just like that, it's gonna look like Abyssal Assault is gonna be winning this first fight, which is very interesting because it's kind of crazy how the finals works. They lost the first fight, they lose the second fight, but then they win the two most important ones, and just like that, they went from it looked like straight domination. It looks like they were getting dominated to them actually just straight up winning.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened. They used every last second to make sure that they could push in there, steal the cash out, and then I'm not sure if you noticed or not, but the whole time that they were fighting, both of the teammates that were alive were on Abyssal Assault were low.
Yeah.
Barely had any health, and it really just would have taken one amazing move from full random just to kind of get in there and get a few shots off, and we would have seen a different outcome completely. So amazing heals going off by, I believe it's Rezus. It might be Pepe who is getting the heals, but we'll see here in a second. No, it does look like...
It's Pepe, yeah.
It is Pepe getting the heals. Okay, so he's doing great right now. And right now, they're in kind of a classic setup. The vault has been opened, but they are both kind of just sitting on each side of the roof. This is where they like to do a lot of chip damage to each other and just see if they can get 1 kill to kind of get an easy entryway into what they were trying to do.
Exactly, but it does look like full random doesn't want to continue the fight. They have control of the vault yet again, and they're just going to be rotating around. But Abyssal Assault, they know exactly where they're going. They're not giving up the map for free. So they're actually just going to meet them at C. We're going to be able to see another fight here. So whoever wins this fight is going to get control of the cash out in the beginning. And they have already fought. They already have started the zip line coming through. So they already have high control here. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play this out. And I'm trying to pay attention to the guns that they're using. And You know, it looks like a lot of people are deciding to use. It looks like it's still the Lewis gun. I like to see the FAMAS that's kind of switching it up. And then once again, the shotgun coming in from medium. So kind of like a season 1 meta still almost. But the fight has started already. Para in full pursuit, trying to get a kill here. The damage coming in, just one shot, just one more. You just gotta tickle him. You have to hit those shots. You have to hit those shots. Going in for the rest, but he's missing every shot. But there it is, finally cleaning up. Oh my god, that was so scary for them.
That was pretty embarrassing, honestly. And I love that he just gave up at some point. It was like, I'm going to res my team. Can't do this alone. I'm missing. And that is the what you get with that shotgun, because it is such a tight pattern on there. I honestly thought it was a slug that was shooting out for a while until I went into a test range and was like, nope. It just got a tight little circle. So it does look like we are going to get cash out 2 started on C.
Yeah, no, that player was literally, they must have been 1 health. And the fact that they were still being the one being aggressive, I love that. I love that. They were like, you know what? I might be at 1 health, but you're pretty low too. If I hit you one time, it could go either way. But you're right. They decided to go for the rest, which was the smarter move for sure. Because if they end up dying, at least they have another teammate that can clean up house, right? But yeah, although the fight just ended, the fight is gonna restart right back up. And look at the healing beam. Oh, but that was a really good rocket coming in, but it was good for damage, but that's only gonna delay them for a few seconds. And now full random, they're not gonna have a rocket for this fight. And not having a rocket is very important, because that rocket does a lot of damage. It can literally win you a fight. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be playing this out. Oh, and that is a very interesting play. I love this coming in. And the fight has already started before random. It looks like they're going to win this. And wow, although they were almost caught by surprise, it just didn't matter.
Yeah, that was truly an amazing play, because I saw the zipline go up and go into the wall, and I was like, what is their plan here? Are they going to try and break it? But no, they dematted it instantly, and you could tell that full random was caught off guard, because they didn't expect that at all. And that's what we're here for. That was an amazing play, just true strategy, and really cool to see. And I think they're going to go for it again. It does look like they're hopping into C. They're going to have one last push to get onto point, and this is going to come down to it. If they can secure this, we'll see one more cash out. If not, we might see the end right here and right now. But they have to push. It does look like they're on C, going for the steal. A lot of damage going down. One teammate going down. Look at the shotgun kills. Oh. Pepe is down, and they are going to secure this. So we will get to see one more cash out, and this will be the deciding one.
Wow, just like that, we're going to the last and final cash out. So whoever wins this one is going to get map 1, and you definitely want to be the team that wins the first map. It's kind of like a statement, right? It's like, hey, we beat you the first map. We have that advantage. We have that momentum going. So I do imagine, and this is just my prediction, whoever wins map 1 is going to win map 2. I don't know about map 3, but whoever wins map 1 is going to win map 2. That is my personal prediction. So, you know, if it is full random, I am expecting them to win the second map. So that's going to be interesting to see. Now, I am kind of sad I'm not seeing any lights here. It looks like it's still a double medium heavy composition, and although the mesh shield ended up getting nerfed pretty hard, I thought the mesh shield got nerfed to the ground pretty much, but real it looks like people are still deciding to use this mesh shield. Why do you think so, actually?
I think just because nothing else provides you this kind of coverage, nothing provides you this kind of safety. Even though it's like it can't take as much damage, it still buys you those critical seconds. And, you know, it pulls your team together in one area. So you can heal, you can kind of get a steal, at least get one started. And it's just still such a versatile, powerful tool. So the nerfs that they've made this season are really quite amazing. And I think that the game right now is in a really good state of balance. So we do see another vault fight going on. They are quite a ways from the vault, but they are just fighting in this staircase because they feel like it. You see a res come off. Pepe got a great res on his teammate. And we're looking at Para. It does look like their team might have the advantage. Jumping into the stairwell gets Pepe down. His team is quite low, so they need to play it smart. Gets a great heal. Para is going for this. And I'm assuming that they're going to grab Vault 3 now because they did get a team wipe.
Yeah, just like that, full random yet again, full wiping. They're completely dominating the map, which is exactly what we saw in the very beginning. But as we know it, this is the finals. Anything can happen last second. You can have a team dominating 99% of the match, and then you miss one shotgun bullet, and that's the reason why you lose. So it's going to be quite interesting to see if Abyssal Assault can kind of bring it back, because they need to win a team fight here. They have to. They're in a losing streak right now, essentially, and they're just gonna go on full aping again. Are they gonna come up with another beautiful strategy here? And yeah, looks like they're gonna open up this wall and try to get some peeking shots, but unfortunately for them, it's not gonna result in anything much, but just kind of just tickling them a little bit. And full random is definitely just laughing off the damage. But here we go, and next the team fight going on. Restless is already at 100 health. It's not looking good for them. And oh, but a lot of trades coming in. Sam trying their best to get the wipe, and Sam with the double, very nasty shots, gonna be able to secure those kills, being able to get the revive. And again, full random once again winning that fight, and look at the time, Rio. They don't have much time. It's not looking too good.
That was an amazing fight, because it got down to just one-on-one right at the end, and they were able to just get those kills with that shotgun. The shotgun on the heavy is so powerful right now, and yeah, just amazing kills. This will be the last push. We do see that full random has the height advantage. Bubble shield goes down. A lot of jumping, a lot of damage. Tries to go for a res, but he can't get it. And I believe there's only one team left on this. Yeah, and there's another team wipe. So this will secure it, and full random will get this first map.
Oh my God, Rio, that was one of the most saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. You had, I'm not sure who it was on Abyssal Assault. I got to remember the name, but the heavy player, they had the rocket launcher out, and there was 3 people in front of him. He was ready to shoot. He could have done so much damage, but there was a sentry right there, an APS turret. He was so close to clutching up for his team, but he knew he couldn't shoot it because it wasn't going to do anything. The rocket was going to get eaten up, and because of that, that's going to result in them losing. But again, full random just going crazy, and I think the stats speak for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. On Sam, 15 kills.
Wow.
And then Para is at 9, and then Vlad is at 4, but he was doing a lot of different support for his team. So, yeah, and look at that. Just the comparison between these two. You made a prediction earlier that full random, or whoever won the first map might win the second one. I think I might agree, because this was, it seemed close, but in all honesty, looking at the stats afterwards, it wasn't that close. It was definitely a little bit swaying towards full random. And we do want to point out that full random does have a little bit more of an experienced team, because they were all on teams that have competed before but haven't made it into the Worlds tournament. And so we've seen Vlad before, we've seen Sam before. Para, I don't recall. We might have seen him in an earlier map, earlier tournament or earlier bracket. But they are a really composed team. So going Abyssal Assault against them is...
Ooh, and I love this new replay we got going on here. It's looking very spicy, and all I see is a bunch of shotguns doing a lot of damage. And oh my God, wait. Is that an AKM with a red dot, Rio? I do think that's a AKM with a red dot, and for those of you that haven't been playing the finals in season 4, there was a huge change that allows you to have essentially a new attachment on your gun, so you could either choose to have a red dot or choose to not having a red dot, which is amazing. It provides more like customization for your favorite classes, and I love to see that. I actually totally forgot about that. I was like really confused for a second. I thought it was a FAMAS, and then I was like, wait, is that guy cheating? Why is that FAMAS shooting so fast? I was like, wait, no, that's an AKM, like with a red dot. I totally forgot, which is super amazing to see.
Yeah, and it's a great change that I don't know that anybody asked for it, but I'm happy to see it. Like,
I asked for it.
Oh, you were? Okay. Yeah, I just think it's one of those things that, like, when I was going through the forums and the Reddit and everything, I just haven't seen people before, like, begging, like, this is something that we absolutely need. But I'm so happy that they added it because it is such a nice feature. It's a nice quality of life thing. And I personally like the pike without a scope. So the new weapon that they've added, I really like the open sights that they have on that, just because it's just such a neat, clean option. And I don't have to see people halfway across the map. I can just kind of see them and get the quick sight on them. So yeah, really cool change that they've made. And honestly, what an amazing first match that we saw. Do you remember the second match? I believe the second map will be Monaco.
I think you're 100% right. Yeah, it is going to be Monaco. And wait, I totally forgot about that gun too. The new medium gun pike. It's a new DMR, and I played the early test for season 4, and I remember that pike was like the most broken gun in the game. I'm kind of interested to see nobody's running it. Maybe I'm out of touch with what's going on with the finals, but was there do you know if there was a recent update that nerfed that gun, Rio?
They did actually nerf it last week. So
that's why.
Yeah, it does slightly less damage, and I think the fire rate has changed a little bit. So yeah.
So essentially, it's not the best gun anymore. Then that's because that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. That's kind of a bummer, but not really, right? You definitely don't want something to be absolutely broken. But then it's also interesting to see like a gun that's good enough to just overtake everything else, because from what I saw, everyone was using season 1 guns, right? I didn't see no season 2, season 3, season 4 guns, which is like I kind of want to see that change going on. So maybe we will see a team running something new, and I'll be very excited to see that. But Monaco is coming up next, and depending on, like I said, depending on whether it's going to be floating platforms or not, we might see that DMR come into play, or maybe everyone's just going to run full shotguns.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what this next composition will be. I think that the next match, they might run exactly what we just saw. And yeah, we'll just have to see how it changes. I do think that we are going to take a small break here. I think I'm having some audio issues on my mic, so I want to try and get them fixed before we hop into the next match. Production, is that what we're doing? Let's see. Okay, yeah, we're going to swing to a quick 5-minute break. I'm going to work out some of my audio stuff, and we'll be right back with more finals here in just a moment.
competition. But if you go against me, you the opposition. But if you wanna test to look like you could close the distance, I'ma give it A forever since you're so persistent. With you, I'm just practicing, cause I'm back to back, let's get back to winning. As a matter of fact, I'm not that forgiving, cause you did this to yourself, that's a bad decision. I don't see no one in front of me, you is a ghost, you ain't got a soul. Whoa, always say that they gon' come for me, knowing they won't, they doing the most. Whoa, chasing my, gotta get already, not selling my, you on the, y'all moving, ready to, whoa. I'm the main event, ain't no back before, let's get it. Heartless energy, yeah, better get lost, oh get with it. Ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me. You can try to prove me wrong and try to give respect, but who we looking for if there was no one left? Ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me. This my game won't stop, no, I can't fit in your box. Whoa, that's demolish shop, froze, set the scene, no plot, hoes. Whoa, please don't play me, cause when I let the beat sound, you think I'm crazy. But none of you critics gon' phase me, so when I talk like this, don't blame me. I know I'm bad with it, go against a goat, that's bad business. All of y'all are jokes so sad with it. To me, you just a ghost, don't get mad with me. Just, it's a my, gotta get already, not selling my, you on the, y'all moving, ready to, whoa. I'm the main event, ain't no back before, let's get it. Heartless energy, yeah, better get lost, oh get with it. Ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me, ain't nobody in front of me. You can try to prove me wrong and try to give respect.
Scotty, remember folks, historically it's been all about that fast start.
To do is just get chip damage so you can get one kill down. Just get that advantage, and they're not even fighting over the vault. Vault hasn't even been touched yet. So this is almost kind of a show of power, who can kind of assert their dominance and really kind of get in there. First vault is being opened. It does look like it's being opened by Abyssal Assault. And, no, I'm sorry. It does look like being opened by Full Random. And Full Random is the team that won the first match. And it does look like they have the advantage here coming in already.
They do indeed open up the box already, so they have a little bit of an advantage, but this is still anyone's game. And I mean, I'm not sure about Abyssal Assault, but they don't really have the guns to be able to win this long range fight. I mean, they have the Lewis gun, but that gun has so much recoil. It is very hard to control. But here comes the jump pad play there. They're still trying to keep that momentum going. They're trying to keep this height advantage here. But Sam and his squad are definitely not going to give it up, as they're going to use the jump pad as for themselves, and they're going to be able to win get a couple of kills and get the revive right away. And this should be a straight domination yet again. And just once again, they haven't lost the last like 5 to 6 team fights. It's just a 3v1, and it's just not much that, you know, Abyssal Assault can do in that situation. It's just like that. They're gonna get control of the vault, and they should be able to set up. And you were right. This is not floating platform. So I do expect some of these.
The mid is down, so it is duck and cover. The duck has squashed the church, and we have a big open area. And this does lead to some interesting fights because it is more open and you play a little off of point. You can see exactly that's right now. They're getting set up on the rooftops, and we can honestly see both Full Random and Abyssal Assault setting up on each of the rooftops. This is where the fight's going to happen until somebody feels bold enough to push. We might see this happening right now from Spy. I do see the team starting to move. And we see a turret being set up from Para. So it does seem like they're wanting to stay and anchor, and it does seem like Abyssal Assault wants to push in. But they are just taking this really slow. Like, we're almost halfway through this cash out, and there's no fighting yet. It's a bit odd. I don't know what their strategy is, and I don't know what Pepe is doing right now either. Maybe some grand master plan, but we'll have to see. They're taking such an approach to this. I'm honestly baffled this time because the timer is just running out, and we're not really seeing any commitment on anything just yet.
Yeah, so this cash out is just super hard to get. It's just out in the open, right? So, I mean, honestly, I personally think the only way they can win this is if somebody flanks and they just need to get positioning. That's exactly what Pepe has. He has good positioning right now. Wasn't able to hit too crazy of a shots, but he's gonna go right down. He needs to get a lot of damage here, and some great bullets, but he had to reload. That is very unfortunate. But they need to play really aggressive here. Time is running low, and you know what? For random, it's just literally just running. They don't even want to engage in a fight, and at least not until now. Pepe very low, gonna be the first one taken out, unfortunately. And but wait, this is a very close fight. It can go either way. But wait, let me see. Oh, Vlad ended up okay. So full random ended up winning again. So for this cash out, Rio, it's kind of honestly is really hard to just take back. Whoever puts the ball in pretty much almost always wins it. I personally think the only way to win it is to separate, right? Make some noise, show all three players, and then all of a sudden all three should be hiding. And one of those mediums, whoever doesn't have that shotgun, right, needs to go and try to get a flank going, right? And as soon as the two teammates start engaging, then you go on that flank and try to get a sneaky pick. And that's kind of the only way I see yourself kind of winning that, or trying to get positioning with the crane. But both of those things didn't happen, and you know it's just going to be full random taking advantage of their positioning. And again,
they're going for a push right now, hopping into the roof of the enemy team, and look at the damage. The fighting has just gotten started. A lot of teammates down to half health. It looks like Vlad and Sam's trying to bring back Farah, and it does look like he gets the res, but Vlad goes down in the process. So Farah's at half health, trying to help his teammate out. Look at that, he goes for the res as well. He brings Vlad back. Ooh, the shooting in between the rooftops, between the windows, I mean. And wow, the bounce pads, it is just chaos here. And this is not even fighting for a reason. Like, the vault is there, nobody's got it in. But it does look like full random again. They are just able to just stomp on Abyssal Assault right now. Every engagement, every fight that we're seeing, they are just coming out on top. They don't even get all three down. I don't know if we've seen them wipe in a while.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. So, okay, so what I need to see from Abyssal Assault here is take a quite different approach. It looks like every time they go for the team fight, they're looking for random, and then they're trying to steal. I would like to see them go for the steal first and kind of just bait for random into them instead, but they're gonna go once again straight into the fight, and it looks like they're being successful this time. A lot of players are low. Pero running for his life, and he's gonna be taken down, and this actually might be the fight that Abyssal Assault wins, and we're gonna have Sam just kind of playing for his life. And you know what, I said I wanted them to play a little bit different, but you know what, they ended up playing full aggro, and they finally were successful with that. They weren't able to get the full wipe, so that's a little bit scary, but they were able to win the fight overall, and they were able to get the steal. So now they're just sitting in Crane, and the thing about Crane is that they can just take it down, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to take the jump pad, and all three of them are going to land in the roof. That's perfect. And I don't think they know, but they actually have one person sitting in the bottom. They could actually pinch this. They could take the 3v2 or try to single the single player out, and Sam is going to be the one playing really aggro with the shotgun. And is he going to be successful? He's going in the window, and he's definitely in position to get some very good shots here.
Yeah, and Vlad just went down on the full random side, and so right now it does look like the Abyssal Assault is going to be able to hold this cash out. This will come down to the last fight, the last few seconds, and we see that we're in the last quarter of this cash out, and boy, it is just chaos in this little roof attic area, and we just see people dropping. I believe the cash out is on the second floor, so it did drop down one. Oh, look at that amazing RPG from Vlad, but it wasn't able to connect enough. I actually think he took some self-damage from that. So it does look like Abyssal Assault was able to kind of sneak one in, because by the time that they end up respawning, they will have Cash Out C done and put in their pocket.
I love that. I love that. So we have Abyssal Assault fighting back, being able to win the second cash out. So we're going to be once again going into the final cash out here, and notice how they didn't stay at the cash out. They like you said, Rio, by the time full random respawns, that cash out is going to be gone. So I like how Abyssal Assault are aware enough to try to get map control, right? They got the wipe, so instead of just staying right there and just camping waiting for them to respawn, they went straight into hide. They went into the middle of the map trying to predict where the next boss is going to be. Unfortunately for them, the ball is going to be across the map. So it is going to be full random with the first touch. But you know what? The first touch doesn't matter in 3v3. So they do have height advantage, and that's really good. I mean, I kind of want to just see Abyssal Assault just kind of camp it out here. If I'm dead and I'm not aping, there's just no point in aping. But that's what they're going to do. They said, oh, we need to know how to play this game. We're going to
What a
pull in, and
pull.
we're going to show you how to play the finals. And they've been being almost taking that out, but this charge is slammed, doing damage, but just not enough. Going to be taken out, trying their best to play full aggressive. And look who's going to win. It's full random. And again, this is what I was saying. You don't have to play aggressive there. You have the height advantage. You just kind of have to camp it out. You should be waiting for the other team to make a play because they're kind of forced to make the play, right? But, you know, they are going to decide to play aggressive. They are going to get punished by it. I did not agree with the call. And, you know, we kind of just saw their mistake just happen in real time. And I really hope that they learn from this mistake, right? Like, this, when you have the height advantage, you shouldn't be giving it up. And they're going to be going straight into a fight again. But, ooh, very sneaky going on from Abyssal Assault, crouching. I'm going to be interested to see if I kind of want to see them go for a steal here, just to bait it out.
I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to make no noise so that they're just kind of invisible, but it didn't work because they were looking right into that staircase. And oh my gosh, they are just raining damage down on them. So I'm pretty sure everybody in there took quite a lot of damage. But it does seem like it's being stolen by Abyssal Assault right now. So, and it does. The steal was successful. They were able to get in there. Their sneaky tactic did work a little bit, but we do see a lot of fighting happening right now. They're hopping up and down the levels and just trying to get any kill that they can to get the slightest advantage in here. Because this is the last fight. This one will determine who wins this map or not. And so we see, going for the steal, I see that full random is going to grab it back pretty much uncontested. Now they only have to hold it for half of the time.
Wow, and just like that, and notice they were able to steal it because they ended up doing a lot of damage to Abyssal Assault. So they felt pretty confident in stealing that. It's like, what are you going to do about it? One of your players is one shot. If you try to stop us, we'll win the gunfight. And that's kind of the reason why Abyssal Assault didn't really contest it. And it's just going to be Spy. It's just trying to stay alive. I want to see Spy kind of just closing in right now. They literally only have like 20 seconds, like 30 seconds left, 45 seconds left. They have to play really aggressive. And that's kind of what they've been doing this whole time. Just kind of just full aping. And this is the time. This is the time to full ape. And Zipline is going to come through. There's not much time left at this point. Even if they win the gunfight, they're not going to be able to do much. They kind of just have to go for the steal here.
And they weren't able to get it. That's it. Yeah, random
that's
has
going
it.
to be it. Oh my lord. Yeah, and just like that, just like I predicted, the team that won the first map is going to win the second map, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Full random once again, starting off this winners finals with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, wow. I just see the dominance that full random has. You know, they are somewhat of a random team, but they are playing quite well together. And Abyssal Assault is making some kind of rookie mistakes, like when they push directly into full random. It didn't seem right. I mean, I was happy to see it because I would have loved to seen them kind of end up taking on and beating full random in that fight, but it was just a dumb move to make. And I just, and we're starting to see, and just looking at the scoreboard again, oh my God, Sam, what a beast. I mean, his teammates definitely supported him, but geez, what an impressive score from a medium. This isn't anybody, this isn't a heavy, he is just getting kills. So, wow, just Sam, Vlad, and Farah are just crushing it right now. That's not to demean anything that Rezus, Pepe, or Spy have been doing, but it's just not on the same level. And we're going to get a nice replay going here.
Yeah, and this replay, let's see if it speaks for itself. But mentioning the scoreboard, you were right, Sam. Sam had the least deaths. He had the most eliminations. He had the most support. It almost looked like it was just Sam dominating the map based off the scoreboard. But if you actually look at the gameplay, it's not just about scoreboard, right? Like, you definitely saw the team just working together. And I think the reason why Abyssal Assault is kind of losing these maps, it's not that full random, it's just so much better. Because as we can see, Abyssal Assault does have the potential to fully wipe them, right? But I think the reason why full random is winning is because they're taking advantage of the mistakes that Abyssal Assault are making. Abyssal Assault are not taking the best fights right now. They're kind of just like, it's just hoping for the best. They're just like, okay, maybe if we jump pad on them, maybe we can get the first blood. Maybe we can do this. Maybe we can take the steal. But it's not really working in their favor, right? And Full Random is really just taking advantage of that. And I think that's kind of what's going on.
Yeah, and it just seems that Full Random is just playing a little more together as a team. Like, we are seeing strategy come out from the other team, but it is just Full Random that seems to be a little more composed. So I think that they have something going for them there. And Sam, like, both matches he's gotten, I think he got 12 the first one, and what did he get, 14 in this last one? Something high. He definitely got into the double digits. And that is just somebody that their whole team is anchoring around, and he is just slaughtering them. I'm not sure if he's the one running the DMAT or the healing beam, but he is really just excelling as a medium player. And I think that if you are on the other team, that's who you want to try and take down because, again, that's who they're kind of anchoring around. So they have one more chance to pull it around. Do you remember the map? I am totally blanking on the map right now. I think it was Skyway Stadium, maybe Seoul. Seoul, Skyway Stadium. Okay, so Skyway Stadium's a real interesting one, and it's got a lot of distance, a lot of kind of more open areas, but it does have a lot of what Monaco has as well, with a lot of rooftop fighting. We might see the elevated platforms on this one, or the high-rise form of it, but there's a lot of variation that can happen in Skyway Stadium, and I'm curious to see kind of what the teams do.
Yeah, so there is a difference in the heavy composition with both teams. Maybe the charge and slam is not really working for them. Maybe they just need that barrier going on, that shield. So I kind of do want to see just a different comp coming in from Abyssal Assault. Maybe they just kind of have to switch it up and play more reserve because they do have that charge and heavy. It does they do kind of have to play just a little bit more aggressive, right? They can't really just sit there in height and just hold shield and have their medium just beaming from range. They kind of do have to be up close to make that heavy just have more value, right? So I think that's one of the reasons why they're kind of just making these really aggressive plays that are unfortunately not really working out. But maybe it's just a comfort pick that they're picking heavy. You know, they're picking charge and slam. I personally think charge and slam is very broken, but it's just not working. So maybe a change in composition might help them out, or maybe I'm just yapping. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe they'll go with the same exact loadouts and they'll end up taking a dub here. But they are gonna have to win 3 maps in a row. I'm down for an underdog story. I don't know about you, Rio, but I am down to see the comeback. It would be amazing to see Abyssal Assault just win the next 2 maps and take it to Vegas. That would be a dream come true. Let's see if they can do it.
I'd at least like to see them win 1. I think that we've seen enough play from them that they are skilled. They do have talent, and that I would love to just see them show it just a little bit more. Show us what you got. Show me that you can win 1, because you can win the team fights. We have seen you get at least 1 cash out on each map, so it's possible. I'd like to see a comeback for sure. But we should be hopping into it here shortly, so we'll find out if they can kind of take it or leave it.
Yeah, so do you know actually whose map this is? Is it did I see that correctly? Is it Full Random that picked?
Production, can we get that back up, because I don't recall.
So it is Full Random. So they kind of have the advantage for map 3, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that it was going to be Abyssal Assault's map, because maybe that would give them that kind of encouragement, like, hey, you know what? Maybe we lost map 1 and 2, but this is our favorite map. We can make a comeback here. But no, it's looking like it's Full Random picks. So they do have that momentum going on. Not only did they win 2-0 and they have that momentum, but they also are going to pick they're going to play a map that they themselves decided. So they're going to have that further advantage. So, I mean, honestly, if you're on Full Random, you're just cruising right now. You're on cruise mode. You don't need to speed. You don't need to slow down. Nope. You're just going to stay in your lane, just going at the speed limit, because that's kind of all you have to do, right? And just like that, boom, map number 3, Skyway Stadium. Oh my God, I love this map. And Ooh, Volt's gonna be spawning in already, and look at that.
Speed,
And,
strategy, and a whole lot of cash.
and look at that. It's gonna. I'm trying to see whose teams kind of just spawned in. It's the pink team. I can't really see the names right now. I would imagine it's Abyssal Assault, but they're really gonna get yeah, it's gonna be Para's team. So that's actually for random. They're gonna be able to get the vault right away. But if you notice this in this vault position, yeah, sure, they got the vault, and you might think they have the advantage, but you know they kind of don't, because you know Abyssal Assault kind of just has map control right now. They're just, it's kind of like a chase right now. Wherever full random goes, Abyssal Assault is going to be right there in front of them, right? So it's going to be really hard for them to get this push. So we're going to see a little bit of a slowdown here. A couple of trading shots. They just kind of have to ape right now. Full random just kind of have to ape, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to risk it for the biscuit. They have the RPG out, and they got the jump pad out. This RPG is going to be huge. Only going to be able to hit one, though. Going to be getting them to half health, but the fight has started. This is anyone's game right now. Para, the last man standing, but everyone's low. Para's going to be able to get one, but look at his health, literally at 1 health, but he's going to be able to get the revive, but it doesn't matter. That revive did not matter. And Abyssal Assault, fortunately enough, they did, like I said, although full random had the vault advantage, Abyssal Assault kind of had control of the entire map. So they were able to clean up house. And that's exactly what you saw. And ooh, very interesting to see. Notice how they didn't put the vault straight into the cash out. If you're new to the finals, or maybe haven't really played in a high level gameplay, usually when you get a wipe, you do not want to put the vault in, because if you put the vault in right away before the enemy spawns, they're actually going to spawn right in front of you. But look at where the team spawned. They spawned across the map. And the only reason they spawned across the map is because they ended up waiting on putting the vault in, which is a little strategy for you all to try out if you haven't seen that before. If you get a full team wipe, do not put the vault in the cash out right away. Wait for the team that you wipe to spawn, to force them across the map, and then put it in, right? It just gives you those first 5-second advantage where they kind of just have to play a little bit more aggressive, and the jump pad is out. I do not want to see them play aggressive. I did not want to see this, but you
what
know
are they
They're
doing?
going to be doing it right away, and they're going to be losing the team fight. Oh, but it's
God.
Pepe.
Well, there goes Sam. It is down to just Pepe, and he is trying to res his teammate. He brings Ruzus back. But Abyssal Assault is not in a good spot here, and they end up getting wiped. Why did they push?
Oh,
they had
my God.
all the time in the world. They couldn't, even if that full random had waited, they would have gotten them to here. Like, this is when they would have just now been hitting the point, and there would have been a fight here, and they could have delayed. But they pushed. Why are they just trying to, like, swing like they are the kings here when they're the underdogs? What are you doing? Rethink your strategy. Come on, team. Show us why you're here. But amazing play from full random, because they were able to completely stop that, and it looks like they will take this vault as long as they can hold it for about 10 more seconds. So they just gotta play distraction tactics, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, even if Abyssal Assault wins this fight, they're not gonna win the cash out. And you know what? Them aping is not a bad play, but like that play only works if you get a first blood, or if you do enough damage specifically on the healer, right? If the healer's low, then they're kind of just out of the fight. But they ape when everyone was still full health, and that was their #1 mistake. They need to do the damage first, and then they need to ape. But just them flying in the air when everyone's full health, it's just, they're just in the air, and they're just saying, hey, I'm here, just shoot me. And that's kind of what happened. They kind of just jump padded everyone full health, and they ended up losing the team fight. And it also looks like they weren't able to prioritize one player. Everyone kind of did their own thing in the fight, trying their best to do as much damage as possible, and they just weren't able to coordinate that. So in the future, I only want to see them give up positioning if they do damage to at least one player. If they're not doing damage to one player, then just stay put.
Yeah, no, and that is a spot-on analysis. We do see a fight happening on the roof. Vault hasn't been tapped, so this is just kind of more of a dominance play. We do see Ruzus jump around and follow his teammate down. those little ladder areas can be a little difficult on this part. But we do see Sam just kind of hold up in one of the areas, waiting those last 10 seconds for his teammates to respawn. He's running down, and you can see that they're trying to get the team wipe, because if they get him down before his teammate's able to coin in, and it would be a team wipe, and they'd be down for 20 more seconds. But if you can see, I believe one of their teammates was able to coin in right at that last second. So they were able to get Sam down, but not the entire team. So now we have to wait again for his teammates to respawn. So it should be on about a 20-second cooldown, and I think that this will allow, who is that, Full Random? No, it is Abyssal Assault to get this cash out started.
I will say, because this is essentially quick cash, right? I think it actually delays more time if you keep one person alive rather than full wiping them. I think when you full wipe a team, they respawn in about like 10-15 seconds.
Yeah.
But if you keep one player alive, that's a way longer cooldown where that one last player kind of just has to sit in the corner for like 20 seconds or so. So it is kind of the move low key to keep one player alive, because it does delay more time. I think the only difference is that when that one player stays alive, and if they're close to the cash out, they will respawn kind of close to that last player. So it's a high risk, high reward type of play. But just like that, we're gonna have Abyssal Assault finally win the ball fight, and they're gonna be playing that. Okay, this RPG needs to be on point, but again, you gotta be taking that jump pad, and just like that, they're gonna be at low health, and Ressus just trying their best to stay alive, but they're gonna get eating up alive, and Para as well, just getting another kill, and it's just one play. I think that was a full wipe.
It was a wipe. Yeah, we missed a kill, but yeah, that a very unfortunate wipe. And it is going to put this in Full Random's court and make it where they have one last push. And I hate to see it, but Full Random is great on defense right now. And I think that comparatively, this is in the bag. I think that Full Random is about to take this in 3 maps pretty uncontested. Yeah, so here's the push. Here they're moving in, and Abyssal Assault really needs to just dive onto it. It does look like they use the DMAT to get in there. They are going for the steal. Bubble Shield goes down, healing going off. I think that they got him off of the cash out just long enough, and that should be it. We do CLC fighting, but doesn't even matter, because Full Random gets the team wipe and all of their teammates up. I think one person went down in total in that entire fight from Full Random. So there you have it. Full Random has taken map 3, and not only that, but all 3 maps, and has completely wiped Abyssal Assault. Yeah, that was quite a performance, and I think that Full Random is just somebody that we're going to have to stay really on top of as they move forward into the Road to Worlds.
Yeah, if they keep up that momentum, they potentially will be winning this whole tournament. But you know what? If you are an Abyssal Assault fan, don't worry. They're not out of the tournament yet. They're actually going into the losers finals. So they still have potential of winning everything. So, you know, anything can happen in these tournaments. And here we're going to take a look at the scoreboard. And it's going to be Para, the one with the better stats, more support, most eliminations, only 5 deaths, which is pretty nice to see. And unfortunately for Abyssal Assault, you don't really see those type of stats, but obviously you're not going to see those stats when you're losing the fights. But Spy just trying their best on that Heavy. He did get a lot of the final hits and a lot of the damage, but that's kind of what Heavy does, right? When you're running a double medium heavy composition, you're kind of expecting your Heavy to do the kind of like the full carrying, and the mediums are just kind of there to support the Heavy, right? And that's kind of what that double medium heavy composition is. You're kind of just supporting your Heavy, and you're just praying that they can make the plays. But notice right here, like I said, you notice how they jump padded, right? They gave up the positioning, but Full Random was just literally sitting in a bubble, and all 3 of them were full health, right? Which is why they ended up winning the gunfight. They took no damage as Abyssal Assault was coming in, and on top of, not only were they not taking damage, they were all sitting inside a bubble where they have to shoot the bubble first. So they ended up hitting those shots. They ended up doing the damage in that engagement, which is not what you want to see when you're the one fully engaging. So I need to see Abyssal Assault rewatch those matches, kind of understand why they were losing gunfights, because I saw 2 times where they had positioning, they had height advantage, and they kind of just gave it up. And I think the only reason why they're doing that is because they're really relying on that charge and slam to do the heavy lifting, right?
Yep.
They can't just like sit around. They kind of have to ape and just hope that Charger Slam does something. And I think that's the only reason why they're making those plays. But they just, I think that is the correct play to do with Charger Slam. You just kind of have to wait to do the damage first, right? So I do want them to VOD review, hopefully, and maybe make a comeback. But again, like I said, they're going to be sitting in a losers final. So essentially, they're still sitting in a pretty good spot because they're going to be waiting for the loser semifinals to finish. And as we're talking about the loser semifinals, we're actually going to see two teams we haven't seen yet today. We're going to have Worst Players in A going up against Basement Dwellers.
Yeah, Worst Players in A and Basement Dwellers. Probably two of the coolest names that we've seen in this tournament. I specifically like Basement Dwellers because, yeah, I'm sure that a good amount of people, that's very applicable to them. But anyway, we on Worst Players in A, we have Squirtle, Naves, and Kirby. And on Basement Dwellers, we have Cojones, Jay Cojones, ACOGs, and Fat Man Jack. What a fun name. So I just have to note that I don't really know any of these names. I might have seen a couple of them in game if they're still running that same handle, but I don't recognize them, so I don't have much to say kind of about these teams. But we will see that setup here in just a few minutes as we get thrown to a break. So hold off for the loser semifinal coming up next, where we will see Worst Players and Basement Dwellers fight it off in a best of 3 and see who goes on to the losers bracket against who we just saw playing in the last tune. So stay tuned. We're going to throw to a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Seeing victory, we ain't taking L's, death to our enemies. You see the drip on me, you cannot get with me, you cannot stop me. Sit back and watch me, straight to the top. When we drop, you better join us. Boy, we hot, money in the bank, yo, we ain't playing. You should've listened when we said we staying. We ain't going nowhere, we ain't got no fear. Sit back and take notes, cause homie, we get hit. Let's get ready for the rumble. All y'all welcome to the jungle. Hold up, y'all really trying to come at me? Bring it on. All around, ready for war now. Standing on this ground, and we will not give up the crown. Fighting till the end, we stay until we win. Y'all better bring it on, cause this is our battle song. Into the jungle, into the jungle, bring it on. What in the world, huh? You all in my nerves, huh? You never return, huh? When you enter in the jungle. Look in your eyes, I'm seeing trouble. You are the champ, but I'm taking that buckle. You a Goliath, but I got the sling. I'm taking your head when I enter the ring. No matter what opposition that you bring, I will be standing cause I am the king. I am the lion, this is my jungle. Like a gorilla, ready to rumble. All out till we take the crown. We ain't giving up, we ain't backing down. We the new money, about to rise up. Time to move over cause your time's up. Way too hungry, never be denied. Pain in my eyes, aiming for the skies. Better sit down, better be humble. Hope you ready, into the jungle. It's all around, ready for war now. Standing on this ground, and we will not give up the crown. fighting to the end. We stay until we win. Y'all better bring it on, cause this is our battle song. Into the jungle, jungle. Into the jungle, jungle. Bring it on. What in the world, huh? You all on my nerves, huh? You never return, huh? When you enter in the jungle. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't got no fear. We ain't going nowhere. I hope you ready into the jungle. Into the jungle. Bring it on. What in the world, huh? You all on my nerves, huh? You never return, huh? When you enter in the jungle. Yeah. It's heavy. I don't know why they keep sleeping on me, man. Let me wake 'em up. Flow sick, man, I been high. I serve a guy who the dopest. Hopeless, what I used to be. Now I'm moving packs of that potent pressure. If love is a drug, I need extra. I don't look to people, look to the one who poured and don't even measure. Killing beats give me pleasure. Please call the medic, this beat came to me on a stretcher. In the lab, I step to the mic and feel like I'm Dexter. I'm a man, dark world, but I'm still shining like treasure. Yeah, I got joy like ha ha ha. Wait, and I can't wear smiles, that's fake. Then I'm between love and strong. Hate clock says no time for mistakes. Ring the alarm, sirens go off, but I'm calm. My life resides in his palm. Submit to my pops, respect for my mom. Honoring both, so my life will be long. Third time is the charm of the third strike. Had to turn my back on the street like tears come down. Both hands up, thinking about what life will be like. If I never change, might stay the same. Stay playing games. Yeah, end up in a cell, free but a slave, or inside the grave. Used to dive in the pool of the handoff. It was me and my bros to the end off. Wasn't blood, but we was still kin off. Was alive, but dead in my send off. I was heading down fast like an asteroid. I had a good heart, was a bad boy. I played girls like they was just toys. Gold was the poker, mine like Blastoise. I would chase girls to use them. I ended up getting used. It's crazy the things that you do will come back around and bite you. That is a mouthful to chew. Try not to choke. Life ain't a joke. Why everyone hitting the snooze, sleeping on me? It's time you get woke, my God. loud, let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, might break a backbone. Return of the Mac, the king is back though. Corvette and cash, I never lack those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trunks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door, she at the back, bro. All I really take is a little taste. Island girl, blue eyes with a little bass. Here for the thrill, I don't need a chaser. Wanna vibe at a getaway. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, I got the semi-fold weight. Don't step out the line like this a probate. You hit the line and try to locate. This for the time, got time for no day. Whoa, too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's into it, we left that. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times, live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, now the world mine. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my. Chandelier, limousines. Really think I'm seeing things. Read the line in mid-between. Yellow light, I gotta speed up. Get home to a cold shower. Need that pronto. Look like a rave at the condo. Heck of a night in Toronto. She said, boy, you in Morocco. Pearl white mention in the top gold. Fill up my cup with the pop, whoa. High off life in the spot, dope. Running up the visa, really talking to a real life Mona Lisa. Jesus pieces hanging off the fleecer. So much going on, it's hard to focus on the features. I got too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's into it, we left that. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times, live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, now the world mine. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my, oh my. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, welcome back, everybody. If you're just tuning in, you're watching the Road to World. This is the last chance for these teams to make it to the World Championship, so anyone can win it. If you're just tuning in, you kind of just missed out on a very great series. We had a full random going on against Abyssal Assault, and it was going to be full random that actually ended up 3-0ing. So they're sitting in the grand finals, just scoping out all the other teams. And I had mentioned this earlier, whoever's in the grand finals, they have the advantage of intel, right? Now they get to just sit back and relax and look at a team's position. So the grand finals will not be happening today, but they still have that advantage of being able to scope out the opposition and being able to see how do they play, what characters are they running, what maps are they banning, what maps are they picking, right? So they get to use that intel and knowledge for when they do play the grand finals. But now we're going to be going into the semifinals of the losers bracket. We're going to be going up against Worst Players NA, which consists of Squirtle, Navis, and Kirbybot, going up against Basement Dwellers, which will be Jay Konas, Acox, and Fat Man Jack.
Yep, absolutely. And we should note that I haven't really seen these players play. So I am excited to see who they are, how they play, what their compositions will be, and just, as a team, who they kind of define themselves as. So I think that this is what's fun about these last chance qualifiers, is that in the previous tournaments, we just saw the same teams come up again and again. And really, I started to learn these players, but we don't have that today. So we are seeing the map veto up for these teams. We want to mention that this is the best of 3. The previous series was best of 5 because it was the winners. Both teams had won 2 matches in the previous day. In this one, it is not the same. So we are only doing a best of 3, and it looks like right off the bat we have Kyoto banned and followed by Seoul. 2 of the most commonly banned maps, so no surprises there. Followed up by Las Vegas. Maybe we'll see it today at some point, but it doesn't look like it's happening today. Followed by Fortune Stadium being banned as well by the Basement Dwellers. So my pick, my hope is being diminished. But we are going to start it off on Cis Horizon, move it to Monaco, and Skyway Stadium. Interestingly enough, these are the exact same three we saw in the last series, and in the exact same order.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we will get a repeat of what we saw, potentially. There's the chance that the decider goes to Skyway Stadium, or if it is ended in Monaco, we'll just have to see if the Basement Dwellers are the worst players. And hey, I can't help but giggle every time I say both of these names, so A plus to these names. It does seem like the worst players have picked Cis Horizon. One interesting thing to note about Cis Horizon that I think kind of gets forgotten in the mix is that there's no variations to it. I think that there are some variations to the new one that came out, Fortune Stadium, but there was some murmurs way back when Cis Horizon launched that they were going to get some variations to it, but it hasn't happened yet. Maybe they're still in the plans, maybe not. But it is kind of typical for me to see that map being picked, at least played, because you can't have such a unified experience on it. You can make sure that your team knows all the strategies, all the ways to play it, and you don't have to worry about kind of the random events that happen or the random modes that can happen with that map.
No, yeah.
So interesting to see, but yeah.
That's definitely a very interesting note to point out that, you know, I think what happens with a lot of different maps, because there are a lot of different variations, and it's always kind of just like a gamble. It's like, oh my God, we have the perfect strategy when the ball is on the roof or whatever. But if it just doesn't spawn there, you know, your whole strategy goes out the window, right? And you're 100% right. With the benefit of Cis Horizon is you can always kind of have similar strategies because the map will always be consistent. It's not going to change. Everything's pretty much going to stay the same for the most part, which is very interesting to see. You're 100% right about that. And man, I kind of wanted to see the new map. I wanted to see what players were going to bring out. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the chance to see that today, but that is 100% okay. Again, this is a best of 3. So it's the first team that wins 2 maps, takes it all, and goes into the losers finals to go up against Abysmal Assault. So it could be anyone's game. And, you know, I kind of want to point one player out. I don't mean to single out Fat Man Jack, but if they're not playing heavy, I'm straight up just shutting off my PC. They need to be playing heavy here. You have to be living up to your name.
It's going to be a light player. I'm calling it.
Oh, no. That would actually be hilarious. It's just a complete opposite of what their name stands for. But there's also another name. I don't know yet. I won't be sending them a DM after this, but ACOGs is a name that I remember from previous titles. If that's the ACOG I think it is, I will personally be rooting for Basement Dwellers. You know, I am a little biased. That is an old friend of mine. If that really is him, I'm very interested to see. Because if it is him, I've actually never seen him play the finals. So seeing this name out there, I expect a lot. He's a really good controller player if he's actually playing controller in the finals.
Ooh. Yeah, we have seen a couple of players come through with a controller, but it is very rare.
Yeah.
So, yeah, more power to him. ACOGs is a very unique name as well, so there's a good chance that it is the person you know, because I don't know of any other ACOGs in any other scene. So, yeah, this will be really kind of a cool matchup. And like I mentioned before, it's fun to me as a caster who's been watching all of these games throughout the entire brackets to get some fresh names, some people that we haven't seen before, some people that I get to learn about, I get to see their play style, and that's just kind of the excitement with this game, is that there's so much variation, there's so many weapons you can choose. You can decide to go off meta, you can decide to play meta, there's just so many variations, and I think that's what makes it really excel. So yeah, I'm excited to hop into this, and hopefully it will be here soon, and we'll get to see starting off on Cis Horizon. When we talk about Cis Horizon, I think one of the cool things to mention is that there are several locations in there that have a lot of height advantage. It doesn't seem that way right off the bat, because it's such an open map. It's kind of also kind of consolidated to like the college, the areas around it, And I think that what's cool is that there are just kind of a lot of areas that you can either zip or jump up to and get your team up there. So we might not have the rooftops that we have in kind of Monaco or Seoul or some of these other places, but you do still have kind of the wider areas, wider open areas. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how both teams capitalize on this hopping into Skyway Stadium. Do you have any thoughts on Skyway Stadium? Is it your favorite map? Is it your least favorite? What are your thoughts?
I mean, like I said previously, I'm very happy that I get to see. Did you mention Skyway Stadium or Cis Horizon?
Oh, I'm sorry, Cis Horizon.
Cis Horizon, exactly. I am very happy that we get to see Cis Horizon because, I mean, like I said earlier, it's just so appealing to the eye. I know not everyone thinks that. A lot of people are like, oh, it's too colorful. I can't do this. I can't see anything. But to me, man, I'm a man of color. I love to see that purple, that big. It looks beautiful to me. I mean, you can see it in my background. It got looks like a little purple going on, right? Got a little Cis Horizon fan over here in the background with the colors. So I'm very happy to be able to see that map. But my main question is, are we going to be seeing kind of like a similar meta with these two teams? These are, I think it's important to note that the last match that we saw, there were two EU teams, but this match that we're going to see, both teams, I believe, are from North America. So there might be potential that we do get to see some different compositions, right? Instead of running double medium heavy, maybe we'll see a light, maybe we'll see something else. Well, it'll be very interesting to see if we do get some interesting team comps, because usually what happens in most games, at least from coming in from a competitive side of things, you usually see EU and NA kind of have their own metas, and they kind of just have their own mentality of the right way to play that specific game, right? And it's usually just like a clash of ideas of like, oh, we think this idea is better, so we're running this. And then NA is like, no, we think this is better. So we're going to get to see for this qualifier, it's going to be a battle of the meta. Is it going to be the same meta? Is it a universal meta? Or are these, regions just thinking differently?
Yeah, and that's a really interesting way to analysis to look at, because you're right. And what I've seen before is that North American teams tend to play more aggressive. We see them fight over the vaults before the cash out gets started, versus the EU teams. They like to play a little more laid back. They like to let the NA teams kind of make the mistakes, and I think that it's really. We will get to see it after this match, because we will see the best of the EU and going against, or I'm sorry, the best isn't qualified. So this is the losers side of things. We will see kind of the teams that come together. It'll just be an interesting matchup. That's what I'm getting at. And I'm just excited to see the play styles and how they play out with these teams that we don't know too much. And just a note to everybody watching why we're taking so long is it does look like one of the teammates has drank too much booze, and they're having to do a bathroom break. So we will get into the match here very shortly, as soon as whichever of the player comes back is currently vacating everything that they have before the game. And it makes sense, just trying to get in and be fresh and make sure that you have everything going for you. So yeah.
I kind of would like to know who's taking that bathroom break, because I feel like sometimes when you get nervous, it's kind of when you're just like, oh man, I don't know what to do with myself, I'm nervous. And that's when you end up kind of going to the bathroom, kind of like trying to shake it off, right? So I'm kind of interested to see who the player is, just because I want to see, or kind of just want to know if they are nervous, and I want to see if I can see that in the gameplay. But maybe we shouldn't call them out. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's better a mystery. Some things we don't have to dive into or even keep talking about. So on that note, let's pivot off this. Have you been following any of the other matches? Kind of any of the teams that were coming up before this? Anybody of note or anybody kind of stand out? If not, it's fine. I'll be happy to talk. But even from your past casting experience, anybody that you're kind of interested in that's already qualified, maybe?
I mean, for this specific qualifier, no. These are pretty much all new names to me. Unless, like I said, if ACOG is the person that I know, then oh my god, I'm literally looking forward to play with that, because if that is the person I'm thinking about, they used to be a top player before. Actually, they ended up subbing in for me for a Rogue Company tournament. With that, it was to qualify for a LAN, And one of my it was for the first LAN tournament for Rogue Company, and one of my players actually had to go, so ACOG ended up subbing him for my team, and we ended up winning the grand finals to qualify for the LAN, which is why I'm very interested to see if it's him, because and we have history. Like, he helped me qualify for the first LAN ever for Rogue Company, so I'm expecting a lot. He's a gamer, but honestly, other than him, all of these names seem pretty new to me. But I would imagine that most of these players have been playing, since early season 1, maybe season 2, right? It would be interesting to see if any of these teams or players actually just started the game recently, because I think that's a pretty big statement. And I kind of love to see that when we have new players just kind of come into the meta, right? People have been playing the game for months, and then this new kid in the block been playing the game for 2 weeks, and it's already competing in the tournaments, and it's in the finals already. Like, what? Who is this kid, right? Like, maybe he's the next one up. So it would be cool to know if there is anyone like that. But personally, I just don't have that knowledge, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, and I'll follow up on you. You'll have to let us know in our casters chat if that is the person you think it is. But yeah, it seems like we're going to wait for 4 more minutes, and if the player's not back, they're going to attempt a 2v3. What am I reading right now? This is, they choose that over losing a map? All right.
Ooh.
Okay, well, this will be interesting. I mean, we talk about underdogs a lot, but if a team decides to come in here as a 2v3, wow. I don't know. In my gameplay, I have almost never been able to make it work as a 2v3. I can think of a couple of rare instances where I felt maybe we were even on the same level, but you're just at such a disadvantage. I mean, you're down a teammate. Yeah, I don't know what to think going into this. Maybe they're just hoping their teammate comes in and is able to save what they've got going on. But yeah, a little bit of an uphill battle, but we will get started here in just a couple minutes, maybe with a 2v3, so it could be quite exciting.
I mean, I do think it is smart because they have the option, just in case if you didn't hear or know, the rule is if your teammate doesn't show up on time, you either have the option to forfeit the map or you have the option of 2v3. And I think it is very smart to take the 2v3. I mean, obviously, even if you're the best team in the entire World Series, right? The chances of the best team in the world winning against, let's say, the worst team in the world in a 2v3 it's still very tough for those players, right? So the chances of them winning a 2v3 are extremely low. But the reason why it's smart to do the 2v3 is because you're just kind of giving time for your teammate to come back. And that's kind of what you want to do. You're kind of just like wasting time, waiting for your third teammate to come back. And you know what? Maybe you lose map 1, but maybe that gives you more encouragement to come back even harder for map number 2.
And we do just have a note saying that they are all back and they are loading into the map. So no 2v3 happening here. Looks like they narrowly avoided a very interesting situation. It would have been, a very different map. So we are going to get started here on Cis Horizon in just here, any minute now. Looks like right now. Nope. They're loading into the map picks. So we do see, we'll just talk about the maps again. Cis Horizon, Monaco, and Skyway Stadium. I think my favorite out of all 3 is Monaco. We did see the duck and cover variation, which the beautiful church you see in that logo is completely crushed down, and there's a big wide, almost like a crater-like area in the map where the church used to stand. I personally had hoped that at one point we would get to see like the duck crushing the church, because it sounds like a perfect opportunity to show off the physics, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't load that way.
Yo, you're kind of cooking, Rio. Like, depending on the variation of the map, what they could do is what the finals could do with a later update. I'm sure this would be, I don't know how hard it would be to code this into the game, but like having like a little intro video as you're tuning in. So instead of like, because usually what happens is when you're loading into the map, you could look at the top right corner of your screen and it will tell you the variation, right? whether there's floating platforms, whether it's moving platforms, whatever it is. But instead of having that variation, it would be cool to have like an intro where you could see the duck destroying the church, where you do see like some aliens coming down with putting down some moving platforms in the map, right? Like that. It's those little things, those quality of life things that kind of just make the game a little bit more enjoyable to play, right? So I'm not gonna lie, Rio, you're kind of like cooking with that idea, man. But as we're cooking, these players are also gonna be trying to cook themselves. But the question is, who's gonna be the chef and who's gonna be stuck eating the food? We're gonna have the perspective of ACOG. Oh no, you were right. Look at Fat Man Jax. He's a light player.
All right, we get our first light, so that's awesome to see. Like I said before, we get to see different compositions, and due to the rule changes, we are seeing just a whole new style of gameplay. So Fat Man Jack running a light, I love it, love to see it, and I'd love to see just how lights are utilized, because they are kind of this very dynamic playstyle. We are seeing the fighting getting started. Both teams are shooting each other almost from the stairwells of these entry points in the map. Vault 1 has been tapped, and it does look like it's on the move. And we're going to see where they take it. I believe they're going to take it from B, because that is kind of the more open area. It's more, I believe B is the university. I'm not sure until they get a little closer to it, but we do see Fat Man Jack running on like 5 HP. He's getting rezzed back, or healed back by his teammates, but pretty slow gameplay right now. Both teams haven't really kind of decided to push. They're kind of feeling each other out. I'm not sure if they have any experience or if they've played against each other before. But yeah, very slow. This is just kind of my biggest observation at this point.
Yeah, so what it's looking like right now is that basement dwellers, they have control of the vault, sure, but they do not have the control of the map. That's going to be the enemy team that has control. And that's kind of what it comes down to. They kind of don't want to just risk it and lose the first fight. But I do want to point out, we were mentioning earlier, NA versus EU metas, it does look like NH is kind of does have a different meta. We have no heavy in the map. We actually have a similar comp, a double medium light coming in from both teams.
Yeah, that is, it's wild to see. We just see the first cash out getting started, and boy, Kirby with that shiny diamond AK. That is cool skin. I'm sad I missed out on that. But nice frag going down. Goo being utilized as well. And this first vault.
Yeah, Navis already 1 health, but he's still trying to do damage. Oh my god, almost gonna get picked. And he's getting his regen back. He's gonna be back to full health. He did an amazing job just kind of playing his life there. And I said, what you like to say, but he needs to get the cleanup. He's gonna get the assist. Batman Jack is gonna get taken down. That's a light player taken down. So this team does have the advantage, but no problem. Jay Conis and ACOX are just kind of playing their lives. They don't want to fully engage. They are trying to do damage, but notice how they're putting themselves in a position where they could do damage, but they're not risking their life, right? At the same time, they're just kind of trying to delay time for their teammate to come back. Ooh. And some great shots coming in from ACOG there, being able to not only get the revive, but also get a pick. And Navis, the only man standing, being able to get 1 trade, but that's not going to be enough. And just like that, this pink team is going to be, I believe that's basement dwellers are going to be taking home that first fight. And look at that cash out. Not much time. There is time for one last fight, but worst team in A are literally gonna have to fully ape this.
I don't think that there's enough time. I think that they might get close, but yeah, look at this. It's cashing. It's just counting down. But I do want to point out that last fight, the last engagement, this seems really close. Both teams seem to be pretty much on point on healing and on damage. So this is pretty exciting for me because the gameplay seems pretty top level, even from these teams being in the losers bracket. So in one thing that we're seeing too is a lot of utilization of goo. But here they go. The steal is trying to happen. There was no time. They dived on that, but there's just no way they can get it. Squirtle goes down. And it does look like the basement dwellers came out on top of that team wipe.
Yeah, and that's going to be a pretty convincing lead. I think you were right. I think these fights can really go either way. A lot of the time, these light players are kind of just making the plays. They're doing a good job. I think both light players are doing a good job of kind of just trying their best to stay alive and ditch out as much damage. And a lot of the time, what happens when you're 1 health, a lot of people just like to play reserve and just kind of hide in a corner. and wait for the health to come back. But these light players instead, I like the way they're playing. Even though they're low health, they're kind of playing like they're full health, right? They still have that confidence in them. They still got that dog in them. They have no problem trying to dish out damage, even though they're one shot. And I think that's going to be the main difference here. It's which light player is going to be able to entry and do as much damage as possible, because that's kind of what a light does. Light, like, you know, they don't have much health, but they do have that damage. So which light player can stay alive and get those sneaky picks?
Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. And I'm amazed at how slow and methodical both of these teams are playing. They are staying so well grouped together. Basement Dwellers is a great example of this right now. You can see that the comms and the communication by their IGL is pretty on point. So we are seeing these small fights, no real commitment until somebody's been damaged low enough that they can make a move. It does look like the worst players in A have grabbed the cash out of the vault, and they are doing their best to run towards, I believe, C, and get it started.
Yeah, and the fight has already started. Haycock's with 2 health needs to be very, very, very safe, or they're going to die. But Fat Man Jack trying his best, but not really going to commit to that fight. They're just going to let that player kind of just escape. I mean, Fat Man Jack right here, he could play aggro and possibly get this pick, but Squirtle not afraid to continue the fight here, as they kind of just have to play a little bit reserved. Navis is about to come up in 1 second, so they kind of just have to wait for that regroup. And that's exactly what they're gonna do. But there's a player super far away. This is a 3v2 for now, as Kirby already taken down. It's gonna be up to Squirtle and Navis to try to clutch this up. And again, I want to see that. Oh my lord, what an amazing play, bringing down the statue and bringing down the cash out as well. Some amazing plays going on, and the jump pad there to also just put Saw on the wound, and they're able to, oh my god, wait, the cash out went back up, and they ended up closing the floor. So they're back to where they started. They're back to where they started. Worst players, and they kind of have the advantage right now. But as I say that, one of their players are going to get taken down. And this is looking like a straight domination from Basement Dwellers. They should be able to win this fight, as Fat Man Jack doing a lot of damage. I want to see him play aggressive on that last player, but it might be the strategy. Just keep Squirtle alive here. Squirtle actually, he doesn't care that he's the last one. He's still trying to, he was still trying to steal it. And you know what? I think that's kind of smart. The reason why, personally, I think the reason why he stole it, he knew he was most likely not going to win that 1v3. But something that I noted earlier in the previous match is it takes longer to wait for your teammates to respawn. It's actually quicker if you guys full wipe, because as you can see, they're all up again and they're coming back to the fight already. And now you're coming back as a team. So it might be better to do that. But you know what? It didn't even matter, because the cash out is already over.
Yeah, that was really quite an amazing play. Just that whole setup there, where the use of the D-mat to drop the cash out down, and then dropped it down onto the bounce pad, and then have it bounce back up into the second area. You could just see the chaos that was happening there. I think that the Basement Dwellers had a little bit more firepower, a little bit more damage that they were able to bring into that fight. And yeah, looking at the kill count, both teams are pretty even. The only one being a little bit higher is the Jones Jay Konas player, but just barely. So I don't know. I think that the Basement Dwellers did have a little bit of advantage in the end, but both teams really played pretty much on par with each other, and I'm amazed that it went to a 2-0, not kind of a 2-3 or 2-1 in the end. So another map to see what's coming up next, but Sis Horizon, wow, I'm pretty impressed with both of these teams that I haven't seen much from already.
Yeah, definitely pretty impressed. I personally, like, although Jay Konas got the kind of looked like it was a battle of the lights. Although Jay Konas got the most kills, it kind of looked like Fat Man Jack was kind of doing the entry damage that allowed Jay Konas to get those finishes. I mean, you can see it right here. These light players doing a lot of damage, and this play was amazing from ACOG here. Being able to win that 1v1 and then get the revive right after, that's kind of what won them the fight right there. So that was an amazing play from ACOG, because if he would have died right there, they 100% would have lost that cash out. It's not even a question. So being able to clutch up and get the rebound at the same time, those are the type of plays that you're expecting from your teammates, right? When you're forming a team, you're kind of hoping that when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter who it is, it doesn't matter who the last person is. You do want to see your last person alive to be able to make those clutch moments, to be able to give you that momentum, to be able to say, I'm here and I'm here to battle it out, and I don't care who I'm up against because I am going to win that battle. And that's exactly what we saw coming in from Basement Dwellers.
And real quick, production, we are seeing the lobby, so you probably should make a new lobby just because that code is now public. So real quick, maybe switch back over to us, maybe set up a new lobby. Just production, if you can hear us.
I
Probably
do
on the wrong screen.
I do think production is testing out the viewers right now. I think we have a lot of faith in the viewers. Are like, all right, let's see how nice our viewers are. Are they going to ruin this tournament now that they got the code, or are they just going to be here to spectate and just kind of respect the tournament itself? And I mean, looking at the lobby from what we could see, it looked like people were just respecting it. So you know what? That says a lot about the finals as a community as a whole. Maybe there's not that many trolls. Usually when you see a competitive game, that's where the real basement dwellers come out, right? The people that they just dare to just ruin everyone's experience, right? But it didn't look like that's going on in the finals. And I will have to say, out of all the games I have personally competed in, I feel like I probably experienced the least toxicity in the finals, at least when it came to the competitive players that I was competing with. But then again, I do compete in North America, so it might be a whole different world on EU, on the other side of the world.
I think that, the community itself is great. I think that online on the forums and stuff, the community is a little more toxic. But individually and in the players that I run into, they're always great. And, you occasionally have the person that's kind of not having a great day and definitely loves to remind everybody of that. But it's pretty rare in my opinion. So yeah, the community, A+. And I have run into a few of you that have asked, like, hey, are you Rio? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. So yeah, definitely say hi if I see y'all in the games, because I'm playing pretty much all the time. All the free time that I have as a adult with a job. So it is a great game and great community. And I'd love to see everybody in it.
I mean, you say that, Rio, but if I ever play a game and I see Rio and the other team with that CL40, I'm going to be typing in that chat. Oh, get off that C4. Oh, you're a CL140, one trick. What are you doing? Get off the game. I mean, I'm just saying. That might be me. Maybe not. Who knows? It could be somebody impersonating me. I don't know. I'm just saying. I see a CL40 in the map. I might be raging at you.
I will use the CL40 until I die, because it is the best gun in the game. Come fight me.
Oh,
anyway,
my God.
Here we go, getting started on Monaco. Much different game, much different map than Sis Horizon. So we don't have any variation from what I can tell. It looks like this is standard issue. Full daylight. We see that the church is still standing. So this will be a great standard issue map.
Yeah, exactly. And now we have Fat Man Jack switching guns, using a DMR instead. And Jay Kone is actually using a pike as well. So we have two DMR users, Fat Man Jack and Jay Kone is both using long range guns. I would like to see ACOGs with maybe a shotgun just to kind of have that long range engagement, but also the close range if it comes down to it at the same time, because it is platforms. We have the platforms, and I think that's the reason why. Yeah, that's the reason why we have these DMRs coming out, which kind of makes sense. If you don't know, the cash outs are always pretty much going to spawn on top of those platforms, so you might as well take advantage of that long range.
Yeah, and honestly, when I see this map come up, I pull out the pike, because I think that it's just the perfect way to get that medium range engagement. Like, you can be just a nice distance away, have the sight advantage on them if you're running a scope, or kind of medium range if you're not running if you're running just the bare non-scope version. I'm running out of words, but we will see that a lot of the fights happen on the rooftops, and that's what we are seeing here. But a lot of damage going off. Even Fat Man Jack is running the kind of medium range sniper on his thing. But there's the DMR being used, but no team engagements happening right now. Just a lot of this chip damage from rooftop to rooftop.
Exactly, and this is just the healer's job. They don't really get time to shoot too much. Their job is just to make sure their team does not die and they're nice and healthy. So this is just a battle of the healers, just trying to heal the teammates as they're kind of just praying that the other two teammates just kind of get that pick. And I mean, if you're basement dwellers, you definitely want to take these fights because you have the guns for it. And look at that, ACOG didn't even get shotgun. He's actually using an AKM. So all three players have a long range capabilities here. As worst players NA actually taking control of the church, which is an amazing position here because this is essentially the best position in the map. You can oversee pretty much everything, and there's a lot of areas where you can just head glitch, which is exactly what we're seeing from KirbyBot, trying their best, but they are a little low. They don't have a healer. They have two lights and a medium, but the medium is not a healer. That is very, very risky. So if you're basement dwellers, you want to take these engagements because as soon as you get somebody low, that is your cue to engage. So, I mean, based off the composition, I got to give it to basement dwellers.
Yeah, they have a really good comp, and I do want to point out, though, that worst players in A, Kirby is rocking the level 5 skin on that pike already. So you know that they are a beast with that pike. At least they use it pretty obsessively. So I would be a little worried on the basement dwellers. Somebody just coming in, swinging with that. But look at that. Long range hit. And it does look like Navarro is low. Or Navas, I'm sorry. And yeah, no vault has been started yet. No cash out is being played. We are still fighting over this first vault.
Yeah, and I think what happened to the vault was kind of in the floor in the middle of everybody, but I think it was Fat Man Jack that went invisible and put a teleport down, and that's how we were able to see basement dwellers kind of take this positioning in B, although they weren't able to take the vault with them, and because of that, Navas is going to take full advantage of this and being able to take down Jay Cordes. That was an amazing first pick, and just like that, they're going to be able to win that fight. And finally we see worst players NA kind of just finally take control of the map here.
Yeah, and I don't even know if they're going to get it started on B. Are they running for it? No, they are running it to B. Okay, cool. Usually the strategy here is you try and bring it down, or you either set up and make sure that there's no way to get onto that platform. So it does look like they are going to try and play off the platform and play for time and then maybe drop it later. But if you are the aggressing team, you do want to try and drop this platform immediately, because the longer it stays up in the air, the more time you're just burning. So that is the kind of interesting thing about these suspended structures.
Yeah, and you look at that. The cash out is actually down in the floor, which is amazing because now they're just kind of sitting in a height advantage and they don't really have to do anything. Literally all they have to do is just kind of kill time. Make sure they don't take too much damage, right? They do have two light players, and one of them is running an SMG. So the fights are not really in their favor when it comes to long range fights. But as I say that, we're gonna get the first blood. Jay Cordes once again being taken down. They need to get that revive ASAP, but they still got a lot of time to work with here. It's not the end of the world getting first pick, right?
Dematerializing.
Worst players in A could have technically played very aggressive there, and they might have been able to win that fight, but you don't have to take those risks either. So I mean, I'm not mad about the fact that they got the first pick and they didn't do anything about it, because at the end of the day, they are just delaying as much time as possible, and just like that, there's only like 45 seconds left. They were trying to throw a grenade, but they weren't able to. And you made a very strong point, Rio. This basement dwellers, it would be smart for them to take down the platform where worst players in they are. But Fat Man Jack is going to play aggressive. One shot going to be able to take one player out, but they are very low. Not that much time left. At this point, even if they win the team fight, they're not steal it. Oh my God. I'm trying to see who this player is clutching up. Who was that? Are they going to be able to get to steal? The nade is going to come in, but oh my God. Basement Dwellers with a last second steal. That nade actually almost happened.
What just happened there? The worst players in A had that. They had every bit of it. They had the advantage of height. They had the advantage of time. They had everything. I thought the worst in A had that. but Basement Dwellers just was able to push their defenses, and that amazing like aggro push that they just did. Wow, Basement Dwellers really kind of has the advantage, and you know what? They only have to get one more cash out for them to win this loser's bracket.
Exactly. And remember, this is only a best of 3. So this is who if Basement Dwellers wins this map, like Rio said, it's over. Worst players in A, they don't get their second chance. This is their second chance. So the loser of this series does get eliminated, and they won't be able to make it to Worlds. So there's a lot at stake here. I know worst players in A are feeling the nerves here, but this is the moment where whoever the IGL is, or even if they don't have an IGL, they need one player to say, you know what, we're down right now, we're down to Matt, we're down to cash out, but it's not over till it's over. Take a deep breath. Don't get nervous. We got this. And that's the type of mentality you need to have in these scenarios. Even if you're down, you can always come back up and even stronger. So hopefully these players can do that. And you know what? Worst players in A actually got control of the vault and they got height. This is a repeat, but look how aggressive they're playing. They went invisible first and then they engaged. That's how they're able to start these fights without getting picked off. And these nades are coming in clutch.
Ooh,
that's going to be the opening for Fat Man Jack to play for the jump pad. It's going to bring him down. They're going to be able to get the assist on that. And once again, Basement Dwellers should be able to win this. But that turret, that turret's a one-man army right there.
Oh, look at that.
They can't even 1v1 a turret. They got to break it down.
That was a great use of the D-mat, honestly. It just dropped the turret down, and it does look like Basement Dwellers got the team wipe, and they're going to get the steal. So we're going to come down to one final push from the worst players, and I don't know. They have every advantage going for them. The Basement Dwellers, they have the height. They're going to break this zip. They're moving to an even higher plane. Yeah, and look, are they breaking the zip? Or are they leaving it? I guess they're going to leave it up. But they really just have to hold off for one more push, and then that's it. I don't know if anybody can break the Basement Dwellers defense on this last cash out.
Man, this might be a quick 2-0. There is a small chance the worst players in A could clutch this up, but I think the grenades are just doing the heavy lifting here. And that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. Like, these nades are doing too much, and there goes one nade. Are they going to be successful with that? Not sure they were able to hit it, but that jump pad, I think that was an accident. The whole jump pad is still going to be able to get the revive though, and that's huge. This is the opportunity that worst players need right here. They did a lot of damage. They got the first pick. They kind of just have to clean up. They have to steal this. They cannot let go. It's now or never. Are they going to be able to get it?
They got it. They got the steal right at the end, the very last second.
Oh my God. What an amazing play. And you kind of just have to do that. Like, in those situations, you kind of just have to trust your teammates. Whoever's stealing it, they have to be just confident in their teammates enough to just kind of hold it. Because if you let go just to get that last kill, is GG's, because even if you get that kill, you're not going to have time for that steal. So amazing play coming in, confidence, trusting their teammates. And that's what's going to result in them winning that second cash out. And now all of a sudden, it's anyone's map.
It is, and honestly, the worst players in A, they just hopped in at the last possible second, and they really kind of played on to the chaos that was happening and forced the Basement Dwellers to hop in there and just try and fight and get on the person that was on it. But as you could see, that the worst players in A, they just kind of bundled up around the person that was stealing it, and it bought them just enough time. So it's amazing team plays that you want to see in teams like that. So probably the best play that the worst players have done today. And if they can bring themselves back, this is their opportunity.
That was a lot of damage coming in from Squirtle. Squirtle's absolutely beaming right now, not being able to clean up anybody though. And now Squirtle is on the run, trying their best to stay alive. And I think one thing to know here is that I could be wrong, but I don't think I've seen a trophy system or an APS coming down, which is kind of like what's going on right now. The grenades are kind of doing the heavy lifting on both teams, and I mean, we have mediums all over the map without a trophy system. I think that's kind of like what's going on. If one of these mediums were to run a trophy system, these nades would be absolutely useless.
Yeah, that APS really can eat up everything. It only takes, I think, 4 shots to bring it down, but just stopping 4 nades and 4 of anything, rockets, whatever, is pretty beneficial for your team. Not only that, but the APS gives your teammates an opportunity to group up into one central location. So you become either a firepower house standing in a circle and dodging things, or you're able to heal up your team and kind of get them back ready for another engagement. And here, this is my least favorite thing about Monaco, is right now, on top of these rooftop fights that just seem to go on so long over the cash box, but they are pushing in for an engagement right now, so worst players are feeling a little confident. They did just get a great cash out. Can they get the steal? Can they swoop up this vault and bring it all the way to C or D?
Nah, Squirtle got a beamer on him. This guy is not missing a shot at all. Absolutely just doing so much for the team right now. And maybe that's what worst players needed. Maybe they needed a player like Squirtle to step up and do so much damage, because I mean, I want to say, like, so far in these last 2 engagements, Squirtle is doing the most right now. And you know, Fat Man Jack right there just kind of put himself in a position kind of alone right now, taking a very bad 1v1. He needs to try his best to just stay alive, but his team comes in and collapses on Kirby. That was amazing. Fat Man Jack, at the beginning, it kind of looked like he was just throwing his life, but thank God for his teammate that ended up coming in and getting the pinch. So Fat Man Jack might have just been baiting the whole time.
Yeah.
But as we're seeing that fight, I mean, you have worst players today just starting to cash out already. It's just trying their best to stay alive, though. This is a 3v2 fight. Nava is trying his best to help his teammate, and there he is. They need to get this pick, and they are, but they have to stay alive. They're gonna get that rest, unfortunately, and everyone is just running around trying their best to not take too much damage. Navis, though, a one-man army here, trying his best. If that grenade hits, that would be amazing. Not sure if it connected, though. Navis being able to come back to life, getting his health back, and now they're able to teleport back in. Oh no, but Navis is gonna be falling. That is a very unfortunate mistake there that might actually cost them this round.
Yeah, this is anybody's cash out at this point, and it's really quite tense, and you can see a lot of the fighting's happening on the top level and on the bottom level. It does seem like the cash out is still in the air, so you're gonna have to either jump pad up there or, I don't know, drop it down. But ACOGs is the last person standing, and Navis is the last person standing on their team. So you got to get a res up, and I believe one teammate did just come back or coin in, and we're starting to see this fight. We're coming down to the last second. Ooh. Somebody has to dive on this. Fat Man Jack is trying to support his team, glitching him, getting him up. Here comes the zap. Did he buy his teammate enough time? He did. Look at that play. Now they just got to hold it for a few more seconds, heal his teammates, and just wait for them to take the victory. But I think the Basement Dwellers just came in there at the last possible second, and I think they just did it. Even with this drop, I don't think there's enough time to come back from this.
You're 100% right. This is going to be Basement Dwellers taking this home. And
wow.
I think what ended up happening there in that 1v1, I think it was ACOG was the last person alive. Not only was he able to get the revive, but he also had the utility to go back up for the steal. And that was, I think, the big difference maker there. The last player alive for worst players in A was a light player. And I don't think they had the utility to go back up and just kind of defend the cash out. They ended up just kind of being forced to just wait for his teammate. And his teammate kind of spawned a little too far away. And that's going to result on a 2-0 victory from Basement Dwellers.
Well, and honestly, probably the best play that I saw was when the Basement Dwellers were going for the steal at the last second there. They were able to, Fat Man Jack had his taser out, so he both invised himself and his teammate, and then was, as he was getting pushed, was able to hold off his teammate by using that taser. So just a clutch play by the taser that bought his teammate just enough time to get in there, and we're seeing this replay going on. There was when he was trying to throw the gateway, but he actually got destroyed and just deleted. So I love the verticality that these suspended structures has brought to this mode, to this gameplay, because it just forces you to play on the top level and the bottom level, and just everything in between. And just amazing steals, amazing gameplay. I think that the worst players in A had a lot of talent. They had a lot of game that I thought was really close, a lot of just really close combat, but they just got slightly edged out by the Basement Dwellers in the end.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, although Basement Dwellers did win 2 maps in a row, so they won. It did really feel like it was anyone's game at literally all the whole time. It didn't even look like it was a straight domination. I think it was just like the little plays and the little mistakes that ended up happening. You know, I saw a player unfortunately trying to take a teleport, and as soon as it took it, they went back down. It's like, oh no, that's like 3-5 seconds of them going back to the teleport, trying to get back into the fight, right? So it's like those little tiny mistakes that just unfortunately happen that kind of just result in your team losing, and I think that speaks volumes, right? Because that is a very different difference in gameplay that we saw from the previous series. Where the previous series, it looked like it was just it was abysmal that kind of just made the mistakes that led to their misfortune. While in this series, it wasn't really too many mistakes. It was just more of like who hit that final shot, who accidentally like fell down, who hit that lucky grenade, right? It was just like a lot of clutch moments were happening, and it literally could have just gone either way the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. And one interesting thing I saw in this last match that I had never seen before is in the suspended structures, one of the teams decided to demat the 2 support beams, like on the platform. So what I think that this did is it made it where it was impossible for them to take it down. I need to go back and rewatch it because basically making it where you can't shoot it because it's already invisible and already kind of dematted out of the map, it gave them just that few extra minutes or a minute in the suspended structure. And I don't know, that was that's why I love these games, is that I see things that I haven't seen before. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely have some VODs to go back and watch later today because that was some interesting strategy I've never seen. But overall, yeah, Basement Dwellers kind of coming through with the clutch right in the end.
Exactly, and I think those little plays like that's a big brain play actually, because there was no heavy in the map, so you don't have that rocket, that guaranteed explosive that can take down one of those pillars, that can take down the whole platform. Because you don't have that, you have to rely on those red barrels, and those red barrels sometimes, if you don't have much practice on them, they could end up spinning around and going completely on the opposite side, right? It might just it might hit the pillar, but it just might bounce off and it might explode somewhere else, right? So you need a lot of practice with that because you don't have those heavies. So having that, having the ability to demat one of the pillars down or both of them is something that I personally didn't notice, Rio, and I'm very happy that you did, because those type of plays are what differentiates you from other teams, from other players, right? Like you're coming in with those strategies, and you can tell they have their time playing the game, right? They know how to play the finals.
Yeah, these are amazing players, and you can even tell just by the skins that they're running that they have, the ruby and the diamond, and they're definitely top tier. So it's cool to see them engaging in tournament play like we have today. But we are going to take a quick 10-minute break and get set up for the last team that will be able, the losers final, to see who just finally gets themselves into the final, who has secured themselves a slot into the World's Tournament coming up soon. So stay with us. We'll be right back in here about 10 minutes.
Look, back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. They getting nervous, I seen it. What I seen, you wouldn't believe it. They say they want it, I need it. Damn. I'm going dumb like I dropped out of class. Get in my lane and I'm going right past. I turn it up, watch me go to the max. You ain't it first and you know that you last. I thought I told them I'm coming right back. I got a flows like it came from the tap, and I came from my city, this right on my back. Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. That's how I shoot. Lately I'm driven like I'm on the road. They in my lane, dog, I told them to move. Now that I'm popping, got too much to lose. Look at the numbers, got nothing to prove. I'm in the city, just me and my crew. Told me I'm sick and I know that it's true, but I'm still gonna ball, it's like I got a flu. Yeah, run it up, I told them that I'm coming back. So let me get all of that. Time is now, I'm coming around to get a check. Said I need my taxes back. Over time, I'm getting mine, so get in line. And it's with no respect. That I told them all about the ball, getting chips. Feeling like Kobe Shaq. Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. Yeah. Look.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Seeing victory, we ain't taking L's, death to our enemies. You see the drip on me, you cannot get with me, you cannot stop me. Sit back and watch me, straight to the top. When we drop, you better join us. Boy, we hot, money in the bank, yo, we ain't playing. You should've listened when we said we staying. We ain't going nowhere, we ain't got no fear. Sit back and take notes, cause homie, we get hit. Let's get ready for the rumble. All y'all welcome to the jungle. Hold up, y'all really trying to come at me? Bring it on. All around, ready for war now. Standing on this ground, and we will not give up the crown. Fighting till the end, we stay until we win. Y'all better bring it on, cause this is our battle song. Into the jungle, into the jungle, bring it on. What in the world, huh? You all of my nerves, huh? You never return, huh? When you enter in the jungle. Look in your eyes, I'm seeing trouble. You are the champ, but I'm taking that buckle. You a Goliath, but I got the sling. I'm taking your head when I enter the ring. No matter what opposition that you bring, I will be standing cause I am the king. I am the lion, this is my jungle. Like a gorilla, ready to rumble. All out till we take the crown. We ain't giving up, we ain't backing down. We the new money, about to rise up. Time to move over cause your time's up. Way too hungry, never be denied. Pain in my eyes, aiming for the skies. Better sit down, better be humble. Hope you ready into the jungle. It's all around, ready for war now. Standing on this ground, and we will not give up the crown. Fight until the end, we stay until we win. Y'all better bring it on, cause this is our battle song. Into the jungle, into the jungle, bring it on. What in the world, huh? You all on my nerves, huh? You never return, huh? When you enter in the jungle. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't got no fear. We ain't going nowhere. I hope you ready into the jungle. Into the jungle. Bring it on. What in the world, huh? You all on my nerves, huh? You never return, huh? When you enter in the jungle. Yeah. It's heavy. I don't know why they keep sleeping on me, man. Let me wake them up. Flow sick, man, I been high. I serve a guy who the dopest. Hopeless, what I used to be. Now I'm moving packs of that potent pressure. If love is a drug, I need extra. I don't look to people, look to the one who poured and don't even measure. Killing beats give me pleasure. Please call the medic, this beat came to me on a stretcher. In the lab, I step to the mic and feel like I'm Dexter. I'm a man, dark world, but I'm still shining like treasure. Yeah, I got joy like ha ha ha. Wait, and I can't wear smiles, that's fake. Then I'm between love and strong. Hate clock says no time for mistakes. Ring the alarm, sirens go off, but I'm calm. My life resides in his palm. Submit to my pops, respect for my mom. Honoring both, so my life will be long. Third time, is the charm of the third strike. Had to turn my back on the street like tears come down. Both hands up, thinking about what life will be like. If I never change, mine stay the same. Stay playing games. Yeah, end up in a cell, free but a slave, or inside the grave. Used to dive in the pool of the end off. It was me and my bros to the end off. Was blood, but we was still kin off. Was alive, but dead in my sin dog. I was heading down fast like an asteroid. I had a good heart, was a bad boy. I played girls like they was just toys. Gold was the poker, mine like Blastoise. I would chase girls to use them. I ended up getting used. It's crazy the things that you do will come back around and bite you. That is a mouthful to chew. Try not to choke. Life ain't a joke. Why everyone hitting the snooze, sleeping on me? It's time you get woke, my God.
Hello and welcome back to the Road to Worlds Last Chance Qualifier number 2. This is the losers final, so this will determine whether Abyssal Assault or the Basement Dwellers gets that number 16 slot into the Road to Worlds. So this is kind of it. This is fighting for all the marbles, and I am Rio, and here with Elvin.
And we are back. I kind of want to correct myself. I said some kind of bad info a little bit earlier if you were tuning in. So there's actually no grand finals match, and that's because the teams that make it to the grand finals, they don't play out. They actually just qualify to Worlds. So I do want to point out that the first team that ended up qualifying is full random. So you guys are gonna get to see them at the world stage and world stage, but so this is a battle of Abyssal Assault versus Basement Dwellers. The winner of this best of 5 are going to qualify as well. They're going to be making it to the big tourney. So this is a big match. Loser goes home with nothing, and the winners gets a ticket to the big tourney. Yeah,
this is it. And just judging by the two teams that we saw, we have Abyssal Assault's running Spyrox, Rezus, and Pepe. And Basement Dwellers is Jay Conus, ACOGs, and Fatman Jack. Interestingly, that the Basement Dwellers is running a light, or at least they did in the last bracket. Abyssal Assault is not. So I am really excited to see this matchup between these two teams. I'm kind of favoring the Basement Dwellers, but we will see. And wow, we have the map picks coming up. We only have banned Kyoto, no surprise there. They've banned Monaco, which is one of my favorites to see, but it does free up at the end Fortune Stadium. But let's go through them one-on-one. We're starting with Las Vegas from Abyssal Assault, and then moving to Skyway Stadium, and then next up Sis Horizon. So we know that we'll get at least those 3 matches coming up, but if we do see more of a mix-up, we will make it all the way to Seoul. And then finally, Fortune Stadium. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it in the Last Chance Qualifier number 1. I'd love to see it again, especially as the decider match. I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm just happy that Fortune Stadium is there. I mean, also, I'm just happy that we're going to finally see a different map. The last 2 series, we actually saw the same exact maps at the same exact rotation. So we're finally going to see something new. We're going to start with Vegas. That should be pretty fun to see. I mean, honestly, I don't know about you, Rio, or everyone else at home, but I would love to see a losers finals go to the very last map, specifically because I just kind of want to see that Fortune Stadium. I want to see how it plays out at a competitive level. I've never been able to see that yet. I mean, at least not yet.
Yeah, and I'm here for finals matches. I feel a little I don't know, not cheated, but I feel like I'm missing out. Like both matches so far have just been a sweep or a wipe, and let's take it to 5, especially so that I can see Fortune Stadium. And one thing that I love about Fortune Stadium, just going on that map, is the fact that the way that they designed it is that it's designed in, I believe, 4 or 5 quadrants, and each one of them grows a level. So you can see that there's 1 level, 2 level, 3 levels, and finally you get the big kind of parking structure area with 5 or 4. So it's really just kind of a very dynamic map. I know that people say that it's better sold, they took pieces from the other maps and made it better, but I think it's a really well-rounded map. So being able to see it in this final tournament, I'm all for it. But it does look like we're running right into it, which is in Vegas, which we haven't seen today either.
And I think this is going to be something that I mentioned earlier. I think this is going to be a battle of the metas. I really want to see if NA is running the double medium light. And I think I can't tell what color is who yet. But it looks like the orange team, we'll be able to tell who it is very soon here. But they are running the double medium heavy. I could only assume that's the EU team. So it's a battle of the metas here. Are we going to see the double medium heavy, which is kind of been the meta since season 1? Are we going to be able to see that reign true and kind of go hard, or are we going to see the NA meta, the double medium light? So they're committing on no heavy. NA just does not think heavy is needed for these competitive matches, and that's very interesting to see as the vote has already been started. Abyssal Assault, they do have the height advantage, but they don't have control of the vault per se. So they kind of just want to take their time. They don't really have to do anything too much. They kind of just want to see if they can get a sneaky angle, and they are going to engage in a fight. And that was really good damage, and they're still pretty much full health. I need to see Resis get a first pick here, and that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to be able to get that assist, and that's a lot of damage dishing out, and they're going to get another one, but he got stunned, and he's going to get killed. Pepe be the last man alive.
One health. One health. He did that.
God.
That was an amazing play. Both of these teams seem really primed to be fighting each other, because when you get a combat like that where you get it down to just one-on-one and then the last player has 1 health, they're able to clutch it. Oh my god, what a lineup. This is a really good matchup so far, and I am amazed that Abyssal Assault was able to take that away and get the advantage, and they are going to get Cash Out B started. So they're going to have the advantage, and Basement Dwellers are going to be spawned quite a ways away. I can't even see them on the map yet. Okay, they didn't get too far away. They just spawned in the building over. So by the time that they get there, it'll be about 1/4 of the way down on the Cash Out. And yeah, I think that we're going to see some great engagements. Definitely more combat focused than we saw in the last match.
Oh, 100%. That fight could have gone either way. 1 health, Rio. 1 health. Oh my god. You know Basement Dwellers are punching the air right now because that was their fight. I mean, Basement Dwellers were losing the fight, but they almost brought it back. And as I say that man Jack unfortunately put himself in a horrible position, but being able to clean up and do some damage. Is he going to be able to get a pick, though? He's only at 28 health, has the stun now, and he is going to be able to get another pick. And just like that, they're going to be able to take this home very convincingly as they're in a 2v1. Wait, but one player is very low. They are going to get the res. This is the... Oh, it does look like Basement Dwellers is just going to win this. Spy just kind of trying his best to stay alive. He is going to be using that bubble, so that's going to be in cooldown for a very, very long time. Kind of just has to wait for his team to come back before they can re-engage.
Yeah, and I mean, he decided to run instead of getting the wipe, which I think he maybe should have gone for, because now you have such a segmented team and a segmented push, because I don't even see all of his teammates together. And that's the one thing I've noticed so far is that the teams have been so joined. They've been like a bunch of groups. Yeah, here we go, Seaweed, Jack, Ars, and everything, but there's 2 people on top. Wow, what the heck is going on? Look at all the wipes. And we are down to ACOGs as the last player, and he just gets immediately destroyed. So I think that is going to go the way of Abyssal Assault. They're going to get this first cash out.
Wow. And I mean, you looked at Spy. He was just eating damage. He's still like pretty much at the end of that fight. He pretty much just had enough health compared. Like he basically had 250 health essentially. So the same amount of health that a normal medium has, 100 more health than a light player has, and that's one of the biggest that's one of the biggest advantages that Heavy has, is that extra health. He's able to eat so much damage. He's able to be that distraction that it just allows his other 2 mediums to just kind of do the rest of the damage. And that's kind of what we just saw there. Spy doing a good job of staying alive. Rio, you mentioned that you kind of wanted to see him play aggressive and get the wipe. But, you know, Spy kind of decided to kind of just stay alive and wait for his teammates. And that ended up being the play. Although I do agree, he could have maybe gone for the wipe. It would have been a 2v1, but he decided to go for a more reserved, more safe gameplay. And that actually rewarded them the first cash out.
Yeah, and so, you know, sometimes I can get it wrong, and that's totally okay. But I'm glad that they are still playing very grouped together as a team. And I think that they were just able to knock the Basement Dwellers off for just a little bit and get that steal. So I don't know who has the advantage here in this team. Yeah, of course, Abyssal Assault has 1 cash out already done, but the way that both of these teams are playing is almost a mirror copy. The only difference is that they are running different loadouts, different roles as well. We do see the APS going down, and it does look like the Basement Dwellers are having to kind of slowly push into it, but Abyssal Assault has the advantage here.
Yeah, they definitely have the advantage in terms of having the cash out, but they don't have a rocket, and that's the main difference here. That rocket hitting at least 2 people. Played a little bit too aggressive, though. He needs to be able to hit those shots. I ended up getting stunned. I ended up getting taken out. This is pure chaos. Jay could have tried his best to get the res, and he is, but at what cost? Wait, actually, he ended up escaping with his life, going back into the fight. That might have been a mistake, but Spy, the last player alive. It is a 1v1. Heavy misses versus medium, and Jay Cornish has all the advantage unless if he misses his shots, and it's going to be Spy clutching up.
It was shotgun versus shotgun, and you know what? The slug ended up winning. So he needed more precision from that, and I don't know. Great play from ACOGs, and this is going to make it where, I think, who just stole this? Is this Basement Dwellers now is in control of it?
It is Abyssal Assault that ended up actually winning that. So if they take this, it's over. They win 2-0.
Yeah, and they've really just got to hold off for one more push. We do see that Basement Dwellers are starting the push right now, but by the time they get there, we're down to the last quarter. We see the red barrel going off, and we see that Abyssal has a great setup. They were all bundled together in front of a shield, and yeah, they're just in a great spot. But what is this? They're going for the steal.
They were trying to go for the steal, but they didn't heavily commit. They were just too scared of dying, and at this point, it's probably GG's. Even if they win this fight, they lost. It's going to be a 2-0 victory from Abyssal Assault.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed, pretty amazed, but Abyssal Assault was able to get it in and just dominate a little bit. These teams are really well composed, but yeah, I don't really know what to say. I was not expecting that at all. I thought that Basement Dwellers had the better loadout, so a little surprised there. Let's look at the kills.
Yeah, so we are going to see everyone, according to the scoreboard, everyone did something, right? It's not like there was a standout player. Everyone had pretty much almost similar stats all around, right? You do have Pepe with a lot of heals, right? But obviously you're going to get more heals than everybody else when you have a heavy that has more health, you know? So they are going to get that more support. But I think the main difference, although I do like the double medium light composition, I think the main difference is having that heavy. On that last engagement, Spy did everything with that rocket. He was able to get 2 people down to like 30% health. And that was the fight, him hitting the rocket. After that, it was just the cleanup crew. Although he did hit the rocket, though, Basement Dwellers almost turned it around. It ended up being a 1v1. I think it was Jay Konas versus Spy. And unfortunately for Jay Konas, he ended up missing 2 shots, 2 very crucial shots that allowed Spy to essentially clutch up for the team.
Yeah, and I'm still amazed that this only went to 2 cash outs, because I really feel like this is a great matchup, but you might be right that it is all just kind of leveraging on just having that heavy, having that person with so much more health, so much more, you know, ability to anchor a team together. And I think that that's kind of where they're leaning into. And I just look at this gameplay. Both teams are like a bunch of grapes. They are, look at how close they are. Even on this fight right now that we're watching, they just don't leave each other's side. And I think that's what's making both teams really strong contenders here. And it's making it hard for me to even say, like, follow a team because one's doing better than the other. I think that this is really quite even. And personally, what I love to see in matches like this, when they are just so evenly matched like this. So, yeah, quite amazing, quite impressive. And what's the next map? Do you remember?
I think it was Skyway Stadium. I could be wrong. Honestly, I also forgot. Since it's a best of 5, we're gonna potentially be able to see 5 maps. I do know that the new map is going to be the last map, and that's kind of what I'm praying for. So right now I am rooting for Basement Dwellers, because I do want to see that last map. If Basement Dwellers wins this map, we are going to go to map 4 at the very least, which gives us that potential of being able to get that map 5, which is, you know, I think everyone at home wants to see that new map. It's a new map, a real competitive map, or is it kind of like Soul, where it's like, oh man, we got a hospital. This map is dog doo-doo for competitive, right? It's like whoever has that hospital control wins the round, right? So I'm very interested to see if there's any positions like that on this new map.
Yeah, and maybe production, we can get the map bands up one more time just so we can see what we're going into next, because I'd be curious to see. It's Sis Horizon, actually. We were way off. So we've seen Sis Horizon already 2-3 times today, and anyway, so Sis Horizon coming up next. Just one of my favorites is just kind of a general map. I think it plays really well. And with these teams, one of them running light, I think that they have a nice advantage there. because there is just so many open areas and areas that you have to traverse, kind of as a team, that leave you a little more exposed if you're running a heavy because of just the slower pace of that class plays. So I don't know how this will turn out, but I know that no matter what, Abyssal Assault going against Basement Dwellers again will be a really exciting match to watch here, really coming up.
100%. I think it's also important to note that the first map, it was Abyssal Assault's map, so they were playing a comfort pick. So maybe that's why we saw like a different playstyle, because compared to the first series, I mean, it looked like full randoms just completely was just so much better than Abyssal Assault. But coming into this match, it looked like Abyssal Assault just came in with a different mentality. They were more well put together. They were playing as a team. They were actually making the right plays. So I think it's just that having that first pick as your first map, having that comfortability, right? I think really plays a big part. But now it's time for Basement Dwellers map. So maybe we will see Basement Dwellers win the second map here, since now is their time to shine on their pick.
Yeah, and Basement Dwellers gave us such a performance in the last bracket. Like, they did really well. They had a nice, solid, grouping, and I don't know. I think that there's a lot of potential for them, and I think that this first match didn't really show their entire potential. So here we go, getting started on Sis Horizon. We do see them starting to bounce pad up. We see a zip line as well. Everybody headed to Vault 1. Where this first fight will go off. It is already getting started. Razors is going off with the AK. It looks like one person's already down, but a res comes up. Pepe is able to get his teammate up. Another res, nope, couldn't get it down. And Pepe is just trying to go off with the shotgun. They're in the bubble dome, and it does look like that goes down as well. Razors is still down, and Spy goes down as well. So all on Pepe's shoulders to try not to get wiped. Nope, he just gives up and lets his team get wiped. And Vault 1 finally gets opened by the Basement Dwellers.
Yeah, Pepe just knew there was nothing he can do. I mean, even if he turned into the best player in the world and downloaded cheats in less than a half a second, he probably wasn't going to win that 1v3. So he kind of just gave up. He said, you know what, it's okay. We lost the first engagement, but it's not over. It's not like the cash out has started yet. We're just going to full wipe, restart, and just give it another go, right? So because they got wiped pretty early, they essentially have 2-3 fights into them. So I kind of do want to see Abyssal Assault kind of just go all out here, because even if they lose this team fight, as long as it doesn't get prolonged for very long, even if they lose, they're going to get another shot at this. So I kind of do want to see them play really aggressive, just kind of take that risk and see where it takes them. Ooh, but Basement Dwellers chilling a floor under, living up to their name, as they're going to be just sitting down. They might actually allow this steal to happen.
What are they doing? They did.
They did it. They tried to bring it down, but they just didn't do it in time or not correctly. But the fight has started it, and Pepe's the last man alive. He is going to get the revive this time around, though. ACOG one time alive, sacrificed his life to get the revive. And Fat Man Jack trying his best to be sneaky, do damage, but he's going to be taken down as well. ACOG and Jay Konas. ACOG was able to get that res. It's a 2v2. I do believe in. Oh, Jay Konas is going to be hitting a nice little nasty shot. And it's going to be Spy all by himself. He does have the bubble. That's pretty good. He needs to hit these shots, but not going to be good enough. Just like that, Basement Dwellers are going to be able to take that home, even after making the mistake of letting Abyssal Assault steal it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. It seemed like maybe they tried to demat it down. In the cash out vault or station was like on a bracket that doesn't get dematted, so it didn't fall the way that they were expecting it to. So a little bit of a mistake in their plan, but they were able to get the dominance over the actual team fight and secure it. I think that there's one more push, but I just don't see Abyssal Assault getting there in time. And I don't even think they are pushing. I think they're just kind of holding up and hoping that the next vault spawns close to them.
Exactly, and that's going to be a round going into Basement Dwellers, which is exactly what I wanted to see, right? This is the first map we saw last series, and they ended up 2-0-ing. So we know Basement Dwellers loves this map. And you can see it in the gameplay. Even when they're making mistakes, they're still winning the fights. And that's exactly what you want to see if you're a Basement Dweller fan. So just like that, it's going to be a 1-0 lead. But look at the vault. This is Abyssal Assault names written all over it. But Spy's kind of just out there by his own. He needs to group up again before he gets caught up, right? That Heavy is the slowest character in the game. So he needs to group up, and I don't think he was in much danger, so he is going to be able to go back to his team pretty safely. But look at the red barrels. This red barrel is pretty much just a rocket, and that's going to connect. I think that was a lot of damage coming in. Fat Man Jack doing an amazing job, and it's done as well. An amazing play coming in from Fat Man Jack. Gonna get rewarded with one. Can he get the second? One of them was extremely low, and I think they are gonna win it. They are gonna win the fight just like that. Basement Dwellers with an amazing rocket with Fat Man Jack going to be able to clutch it up.
Yeah, and really, when you can get the group damage like he just did with that one red barrel, it's just provides the perfect opening, and they were able to capitalize on that perfectly. So Basement Dwellers, I think, has some really good communication going on right now, and that might be the advantage that they have. Just talking, just being able to communicate with your teammates. It's so critical and something that I think is overlooked in a lot of teams. And yeah, really great to see. Now we have the setup. Basement Dwellers is in the lead, in the advantage. If they can hold this off, they will take this map right away. So here we go. The fighting is getting started just in any second as Abyssal Assault starts to push in. I'm curious to see how they will defend this.
Yeah, and it looks like, once again, they're just kind of letting the team start the steal, which is something that I did want to see Abyssal Assault do in the last series. So I'm kind of happy that they're doing that, kind of just baiting the fight. But it's just not baiting good enough, because once again, it's just Spy by himself. He's doing a lot of damage, but it's just not going to be enough. He could have clutched up, but you know, Basement Dwellers just kind of played that a low slow and a low smart. So, and this is a strategy that we keep seeing from Basement Dwellers, at least in this map. They kind of just sit in different room, whether they're in the same floor or not. They kind of just let Abyssal Assault kind of just start the cash out. And when somebody's in the cash out, they don't have the possibility of shooting their gun. They're kind of just stealing, right? So then that gives the advantage and the green light for Basement Dwellers to just engage right after. But I personally don't think going for the cash out right away and baiting the fight is the wrong move. I just think they just have to better prepare themselves for the fight here. Oh.
And he dematted the person that was stealing it. That was so clutch. And the vault stays up, and I think Basement Dwellers is going to have the advantage on this one. They have their entire team. ACOGs is going crazy with that AK. He's doing great. The RPG goes off. I think some self-damage happened there. Who is up? Who is down? Pepe is just trying to stay alive. Get some shotgun kills. He's chasing them. What is happening? The time is running out. And it does look like Basement Dwellers was able to take the lead, and they got it. This is what I was talking about. Basement Dwellers has a great setup. They're able to really defend these cash outs perfectly, and almost in a perfect reversal from what we saw in this first match. Basement Dwellers took it and they dominated. What an amazing play by them, and that's what I wanted to see. So we now have 1-1 on both of these teams. I'm curious to see what the eliminations were at the end of this, because people were going down left and right. There were reses going off, so I think we're going to see some really high scores from both sides.
So from what I saw, although the scoreboard, you know, you can obviously see Basement Dwellers just have a better scoreboard. But honestly, from what I saw in the last fight, when we were watching Spy as he was trying to protect his teammate stealing, when they dematted the cash out down, they actually also dematted Spy. So he was automatically taken out of the fight for like the first few seconds. And I think that was the big difference maker there. And then, of course, even though that happened, it ended up being a 1v1. They were just so close to clutching up. Abysmal just needed to hit one shot. Fat Man Jack was literally at one shot. But they ended up clutching up. So I got to tip my hat to Fat Man Jack, because under the pressure, he still ended up clutching up, and that kind of just resulted them in 2-0. And just as I wanted to see, this Basement Dweller team win the second map. We guaranteed ourselves a fourth map here.
Yeah, I love to see it. I could see little hints of this in the first match, that both of these teams are really well equipped and really just kind of well prepared and are very evenly matched. So I almost am expecting at this point that we make it all the way to Fortress Stadium, because I just see it. I don't see that either team is going to back down now and just give up. I think both teams are pumped and are just biting at the edge to just get into this next map, because this is it. This is all on the line. There's no more qualifiers past this. We start moving into the main event after this setup. So yeah, this is pretty important for both teams to really kind of step up, and I don't even know what to expect coming up next.
Exactly. Before we go on a little break, I do want to say from that replay, I mean, you saw it. Fat Man Jack was just doing so much damage there. In almost every team fight, he was being successful with the stuns. He was the person that literally hit a 3 or 2 man rocket or red barrel that did the explosive damage. That was like the entry to the fight. Not only that, he then went on and stunned somebody and further secured another kill. And at the very end, in the last cash out, he was the one that won the 1v1, even though he was at very low health. So, I mean, I think this map, this Horizon, had Fat Man Jack's name written all over it.
Absolutely. He really was kind of the star player in that match. Every time that we clicked over to him, he was either doing something really well-rounded or just kind of getting amazing kills. Yeah, very, very cool to see from a player standpoint. And his team was doing a great job of supporting him. Like, he was trying to bait out some of the kills, and then his team was able to swarm on him and get him, or at least soften them up enough where he was able to kind of get in there and just do what a light should do and just kind of clean up for his teammates. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to see in this last match. They proved that they could do it. We've got another match coming up, and actually we're hopping into it right now.
Nice and fast. Just what I love to see. Just action after action after action. And once again, we're going back to Skyway Stadium, but the map has changed. There is moving, or there is platforms now. So that means every single round there will be at least one cash out in the platform. And we got the fight going on right away. We got Pepe's perspective trying to hit his shots. Once again, a player at 1 health going to sacrifice his life for the res, but at what cost? Spy just spawned up with 2 people in front of him, and oh my god, the melee miss. Oh my god, he picked up the. What is going on? Fat Man Jack, you went from clutching up to kind of just whiff him, but he did end up cleaning up. The rest is just gonna use this time to get the res, and now it's a 2v1. I don't see a world where Fat Man Jack can win this 2v1. He kind of just gonna try his best to stay alive, but he's still fighting. And look how fast he is, trying his best to stay alive. Not gonna be successful in Abyssal Assault, going to take the first fight home. And I do want to point out again, we're rotating maps here, so this is Abyssal Assault map. So I am expecting Abyssal Assault to have the advantage here, as you can see in the very first fight.
Yeah, this is what I mean. These fights go on for a long time. Like, there's a lot of reses, there's a lot of just close up in combat happening from both of these teams, and it's cool to see. I think Abyssal Assault had the advantage there, and they really were able to kind of capitalize on getting Basement Dwellers down to just 1 teammate. And yeah, I just love to see it. We are seeing them get started on A. We do see that red barrel going off, but it is in a suspended structure, so everything that we've mentioned before, it's just a little bit more challenging to get in there. Nades are going off. We see both teams setting up, getting the APS going. Cash out is started, and now we're just watching them either play defensively or offensively and going for that steal right away. So they're not even going for the kills, not even a wipe. They're just going for the steal. They feel more confident. And look at that. They were able to get it off.
Yeah, and it's very interesting to see and point out that Abyssal Assault was the team that won the first map. But they weren't the ones that started the cash out. It was actually Basement Dwellers coming back from the grave and putting the cash out in, and they are able to win the fight. It looks like Fat Man Jack doing a lot of damage there. His team all together doing a lot of damage, playing well together, and this should be an easy steal back. As Spy is just trying his best to stay alive, and I think it's very important to stay alive in this in the building, because it brings a lot of potential for your teammates to come back in the building. As you just saw right there, his teammate ended up spawning right in the map, because if he would have left this building, his teammates would have had to take the jump pad to re-engage. And if you have to take the jump pad back when Basement Dwellers have the height advantage, it's just a huge mistake. So I'm very happy that Spy was smart enough to stay in the vicinity. And the huge rocket from Spy gonna be able to open up the map. But a lot of chaos going on right now as Pepe is 1 shot, but he should be able to get the steal here as he's trying to get the res. He missed the first time, secures it the second time, but he falls all the way under. He needs to get that kill, and he is gonna get the kill on Jay Cones, and it's looking like Abyssal Assault might take this home. They might be able to take the steal and just get the first cash out.
Yeah, and that is the 3rd or 4th steal that's happened on just this one cash out. The DMAT made that thing fall, and all the teammates fall all the way through the roof and down into this kind of lobby area. I am amazed at how well both teams are kind of pushing in and holding it. It just the back and forth is just really fun to watch. I don't even know who has the advantage here, because when it goes back and forth like that, it just shows that both teams are able to kind of get in there and steal it, but no team is able to hold it perfectly. It did kind of turn out to be more of a timing thing that Abyssal Assault was able to hold it at the very end, but can they do it again? And will we see more of a fight going over before the vault happens? Because I think that's what we're getting set up for. Yeah, there's a fight happening on the roof here before they even get to the vault. Look at that, going down. Looks like Jaconis is trying to run with the shotgun. We're on ACOGs now, running around. Oh, he gets destroyed. And looks like Abyssal Assault has the advantage here because they have all three of their teammates up, where Basement Dwellers is just down to 2.
Exactly, they're down to 2, and this is not looking very good for them, as Jay Konis is trying his best to do and dish out damage, trying to help his teammate, but not able to hit those crucial shots. I mean, and even if he did, they still gotta fight a Spy that's still full health, running around with a shotgun. It's gonna be Abyssal Assault winning that 3v3 very convincingly. I do want to point out, in the last fight, I'm not sure what happened with Basement Dwellers. I do remember them having an APS turret. I don't know if it got destroyed or maybe it got sent down, but that was the difference maker. The Spy being able to hit a 2-man, 3-man rocket yet again that won them the fight, because the APS just wasn't there. I either they weren't sitting in it or it had been taken down already, and Basement Dwellers just kind of have to do a better job of playing around their APS.
Yeah, and we know that they can. They have performed so well in the past matches, and they've made it here. So Basement Dwellers has style, they have, strategy, but can they pull this off? Because, hate to say it, but Abyssal Assault seems to be really kind of dominating at least this map for the pick. But here we go. There's the DMAT going off from Draconis. They're doing so much damage to the enemy team. They're pushing into that APS, so it is blocking all of their grenades. But look at this. I think there's just one person up for the Basement Dwellers at this time.
Yeah, and once again, they're going to be winning this. Yeah, that's it. And there's probably like maybe there might be 2 fights left in Basement Dwellers here, but they really got to win this next one, because if they lose this, it almost pretty much going to be GG's, and they are going to be losing this map 2-0 yet again. So they need to bring it back here, and I do like this play of playing height. So now they have a D advantage, but I mean, they have 2 shotgun users. So now that I think about it, maybe it's not the smartest play, since they don't really have that range, but that barricade is going to put in a lot of work. So now all they have to do is just kind of watch back, and ooh, look at that beautiful slug shotgun just destroying the ceiling there. So they have a nice rocket angle, right? So now Fat Man Jack is going to just try his best. I want to see them touch it just to bait out the rocket. That's what they need to do to win this team fight. They have to bait the rocket. And as I'm saying that, Spy running around with the rocket, just waiting for his opportunity to clutch out. Bubble going down, and again the rocket getting the first elimination, and then the Blaze as well trying his best, missing a couple of shots, but gonna get a double there, and just like that they're gonna be able to secure the dub, and we got ourselves a 2-0.
Yeah, Spy there was doing great damage with that shotgun, charge and slam, just really well-rounded heavy player. And I don't know. I think that this is where the heavy meta kind of comes into play. We talked about this earlier, and I think just being able to have that player with extra damage, or not extra damage, extra health, and able to anchor your team, it's coming to the advantage. So I don't know. Maybe Basement Dwellers needs to change up their formula, maybe bring in a heavy, or who knows. I'm just a little surprised that we're going back and forth, but if they're able to pull off this next map, we will make it all the way to all 5 matches. So looking at the scoreboard here, pretty well dominated there by Abyssal Assault. We see that Rezus was doing great on medium, 8 kills there, 4 assists, only died twice. But if you look at the deaths on Basement Dwellers, they all died 6 times.
Oh
so
my god.
You can see the difference here, in between the kind of the play styles. And it definitely is starting to favor Abyssal Assault. Yeah, I'm a little sad. I want to see more from Fat Man as well, because he's just done He's done so well in the previous matches, and this one it just felt like he was struggling to kind of come alive. There he goes, yeah, just that immediate elimination on him. And he does have skill. Like, look at this. He can really move well and does great with that SMG, but yeah, just not enough in this last match.
Just not enough in this last match. But, I mean, we are going to be going into map number 4, so it could still be anyone's game. I do want to point out, if Abyssal Assault wins this, is GG's to secure the spot to Worlds. So this is Basement Dweller's final shot. They either clutch up here or they go home. And you know what? I do think they're going to clutch up. Composition wise, this might be a very hot idea, but maybe, just maybe, if they're going to continue going double medium light, just maybe have 2 APSs. I know. 2 APSs sounds horrible, right? Like, why would he have 2 APSs for 1 heavy? But the thing is, they're not playing around their APS well enough to be able to counter the rockets. The rocket is getting way too much value. Maybe having 2 APSs is the change that they need. They have double the potential of being able to block that rocket. That kind of eliminates the entry from Abyssal Assault, and maybe that's just what they need to survive these fights. I mean, I don't know. I'm just a caster here.
Yeah, no, the APS is really a unique specialization to, like, not specialization, equipment that can be used to really rally a team, I think. I mentioned earlier that it gives you that kind of almost a bubble where you are protecting your team and can either rally them together in one area, heal them up, get them ready for the next engagement, or anchor down and just kind of keep everybody in one area and protected. It does have only, I think, 3 to 4 grenades or things that it can block, but being able to block a grenade that would have taken out your entire team is just critical. Like, it's something that you just can't, not use if you're going into a tournament like this. So, yeah, I think that Basement Dwellers has all the potential in the world to bring this back and get the next win. But at the same time, Abyssal Assault has really shown that they have a nice, well-rounded team comp, and that heavy tends to kind of be the deal breaker with them versus Fat Man Jack and being on the light. Just having that little bit of health differences is kind of making them struggle a little bit more. But who knows? If we can get the map up production and see what we're hopping into next. Nope, no, we don't need to, because it looks like we're hopping right into it. And I believe this is Seoul.
Oh my God. Seoul is probably the least competitive map out of all maps. Yeah, that hospital, and I think is B on hospital to start it. I think B might actually be on hospital. So, I mean, this is a battle of who can take the ball to hospital, and the fight has already started. Jay Kona's already taken out. Fat Man Jack already taken out. Now it's ACOG's job to stay alive. If I'm ACOG, I am running to hospital. And that's exactly what he's doing. That is the smartest thing you can do. Because if you run to hospital, your teammates are going to respawn in hospital. And you're forcing Abyssal Assault to run to A instead. And that is a very smart play from ACOG. Oh, but it doesn't matter. They are gonna fight for hospital here. Abyssal Assault. Oh my God! Look at where the enemy. Look at where Basement Dweller spawned. They spawned in A. Although ACOG went to hospital, his teammates spawned across the map. Maybe no. I think ACOG ended up dying. They all 3 spawned. So I'm not 100% sure what happened there. I thought I saw ACOG running to hospital, but he might have actually purposely killed himself.
I think he jumped off the map. There was a little bit of an opportunity on the sky bridge that he just topped off.
I am not happy about that play.
Yeah.
If ACOG would have just camped in the hospital, his whole team would have spawned there, and they would have had a chance to win this. Now they're going to put themselves in a horrible position where they got to try their best. It looks like they're going to go for like a zip line plane on the bridge. That is not the smartest thing to do. Now, Abyssal, all they have to do is shut down the bridge. Exactly as I'm saying. They shut down the bridge, and now it's only Fat Man Jack alive. But Fat Man Jack cannot make the same mistake that ACOG made. He needs to stay alive. That little closing the door was very smart. Good reaction time by him. But now they know exactly where he is. Fat Man Jack needs to stay alive for 4 more seconds. He needs to go deeper inside the building to make sure that his teammates spawn inside. And I would love to see where his teammates are. And Are they in the hospital? They are. They actually were, but they just jumped over, it looked like. So they were able to get inside, but they definitely are still in the disadvantage. As a Fat Man Jack on the he's gonna be able to get the first blood.
Yep, he brings their heavy down, and that is the opening that they need. So Spy is down. Razors is trying to set up that APS so he can rally his teammate up there, but they are at the disadvantage. Oh no, and Jaconis goes down immediately. So we are seeing a 2v2, and whoever gets the next kill might have the opening that they need. But it does look like Spy is back. He was able to coin in. So they are getting all three teammates up. All three teammates up on both. Acox goes down. Fighting is happening on this roof. Going for the res, Razors is able to get his teammate back up. Pepe is getting loaded back in, but he goes down in the fight. So Acox is now trying... Acox goes down, so it's Pepe. Jesus, both teams are just going back and forth. They're wiping. Fat Man Jack is the last person up for his team, and is it enough? He's trying to stall for just long enough, but nope. He does go down and gets wiped, and just wasn't able to pull it together right at the end. So Abyssal Assault has the advantage in this map going ahead, and it might be that they only need one more cash out for them to win and take themselves into as the winner of this part of the Last Chance Qualifier.
And again, it all comes down to who gets the hospital control first. That's why you usually don't see people play this map, especially when the next cash out is on top of the billboards. Although C is inside the building. If it would have been on top of the billboards, it would be the same thing. It's almost impossible to retake when it's just on that height. Luckily for Basement Dwellers, is inside the building, so they do. It could go either way as well. But again, I don't know who the IGL is for Basement Dwellers, but whoever made the decision for ACOG to fall down off the map is what lost them that cash out single-handedly. That's what happened, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I really think that you spelled out exactly what they should have done, and it is a shame that they didn't. And I guess this is what we kind of expect from these Last Chance Qualifiers. They're the teams that haven't had as much experience. They haven't been in as many tournaments, so they will make a little more mistakes than this. But if you are playing at this level on the second day, you can't afford to make a mistake as big as that, because you're right, it could have just totally turned the entire balance of this map. And now we have Basement Dwellers fighting to survive. They have to get this next cash out or they're done. This is it. This is the last we'll see of the Basement Dwellers, at least until the next World Series comes up. Great damage from Fat Man Jack. He gets some great shots from above, but can he capitalize on that before they get all healed back up? And I don't think that they can. His teammate is already rezzed back to the full damage. So Jaconis trying to go in there, capitalize with the shotgun right in their faces. I don't know if he did enough, but the reses are going off. Jaconis comes back. And it does look like Pepe is the last teammate around. He can do a lot of damage with that AK, but I think that he's going to try and hide. Nope. Is he able to get it off? Oh, he's surviving just by the skin of his teeth. And just try to run up these stairs with 6 health. Pepe, run away. Your teammate has 1 second. There he goes. Spy is back in the game. And just in time, able to hold it off. Vault 2 is being moved now by Abyssal Assault.
Yeah, Pepe did a good job of just staying alive there, but, you know, it just wasn't enough. It's going to be Basement Dwellers that's going to basically, I mean, the fight's basically not over. It's still going on, but obviously Basement Dwellers does have the advantage. As I said, 3v2. Pepe coming back to life now, so they just kind of have to wait for Pepe to come back, and then they got to regroup, which is exactly what they're doing. So I'm very happy that they are aware of that as they're trying to sneak their way to height. I do very much like this play, but look who's there waiting for them. Taking the elevator up and big damage coming in. Spyrox trying his best to get healed up. But if he's getting healed up, if the healer is healing, then somebody's not shooting, right? So they got to be very careful here. The fight has started. Rest is trying his best. He gets an assist. Getting very low. One of his teammates is dead. Are they going to be able to get this rest? That glitch grenade was pretty good, but I mean, not good enough, as Pepe, once again, the last man standing. At this point, it might be better to just get full wipe. So if I'm Pepe, I'm purposely engaging in this fight just to force myself to die. But instead, he's going to stay alive. At this point, his teammates are going to respawn in a couple of seconds. So it's probably better to just regroup and just wait to fight one more time. But this is it. This is pretty much going to be the final fight. A Basement Dwellers clutch up here that we might potentially see in map 5. But if Abyssal Assault clutches up, then it's GG's.
Yeah, and Basement Dwellers does have normally pretty good strategy on the defensive side of things. So if they are able to hold this, we will see one more cash out come and play here. And I think that they are going to fight with everything that they have in it, because this is it. This is the last chance for Basement Dwellers to kind of bring themselves back out from this kind of corner that they've backed themselves into. And we see Rezus and Pepe starting to run in, kind of anchoring around their heavy player. Bounce pad goes up, but I'm not sure why they did that. And it does look like they're just kind of fumbling into point. They're running into it. Pepe throws down the APS. They're going for the steal. This is their last chance. Pistol Assault has to get the steal here. We see the drop going down the DMAT, but I believe that Basement Dwellers has secured themselves enough time to get this cash out. Yeah, it's bouncing on that bounce pad. So they did everything right in this area, and it does look like we will go down to the last final vault for this fight.
Ooh, it can go either way. Just what I like to see. Going to the very third cash out. The winner of this wins the map. I'm rooting for Basement Dwellers just because I want to see that map 5, that new map. I want to see it play out. And I think it's beautiful how the finals, I don't know about you, Rio, but don't these matches just feel extremely fast?
Yeah, they have been really fast. I think the amount of times that we've seen cash out 3 has been twice today. This will be our 3rd time. So out of all the maps, we've seen a lot of sweeps and a lot of wipes. Yeah, I'd love to see it go all the way that it has. Both teams now are going to be playing a little more conservatively. I don't think we're going to see kind of the dives that we were seeing before, because you want to make sure that you have the advantage. You know, Abyssal Assault wants to win, and Basement Dwellers want to survive. So what a fight we have coming up. They are both stacked on top of each other, starting to DMAT get into there. A lot of explosions going off. The building is just crumbling around them. They are trying to stay on top. Ooh, some great damage going down by Rezus, but he goes down in the process. He does get rezzed. And all the fighting that is happening just on the stairwell is just amazing. ACOGs goes down, and it does look like Abyssal Assault has the advantage right now. Hard to tell.
They definitely have the advantage. Getting that charge and slam, being able to get that pig was amazing, but they are also going to try to get that rest, and they're all grouped up here. This is good news for Jay Konis with the shotgun. Oh no, what are you doing, Spike? Turn around and do some damage. You can't just be running around taking damage from the back. He is going to turn around and his team is going to collapse. So it looked like he was just baiting the whole time, and that bait is going to pay a lot of dividends there, as they are going to be winning the fight as of now. But Jay Konis once again trying to do damage, being the last man alive. Pepe Reza is trying to clutch up for the team, and just like that, they're gonna win it. This might be it. There's going to be time for one final fight, but this final fight, they don't even have time to think. They kind of just have to rush it. The only thing that Abyssal Assault needs to do is play height, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Hopefully they have a rocket up, and they can just shoot the rocket as they're trying to steal. So the number one thing Basement Dwellers needs to do is bait the rocket. Put a sentry, steal it, hop off, just bait the rocket, because if he hits that rocket, it's pretty much GG's. And here we go. The fight has started. A couple of seconds left. They kind of have to commit to the steal at this point. They can't really be committing to the steal, and that's gonna be GG's. It looks like, as Abyssal Assault is gonna be able to take this home.
What were they doing? They sent Fat Man Jack on the steal, so he had the lowest health. He should have been the one distracting Abyssal Assault, everybody from that, and you should have put one of your mediums on there. Oh man, Basement Dwellers, what are y'all doing today? That y'all had everything. I wanted to see this go to Fortune Stadium. I was rooting for you guys. Y'all are great players. Look at this. Look at the spread. Both teams did really well in this fight, in this match. But look at that, Jacotis with 12 deaths. What happened there? That's probably the determiner of what's going on. I don't know if either the Abyssal Assault just focused on him and was trying to make sure that he was down, they didn't have one of their mediums, or what. I almost expected that from the light player, not one of your mediums, not one of your crucial footholds into this fight. But wow. So that is it. We're getting a nice replay now. One of the hardest matches as well. One of the maps. Wow, yeah, look at that. I forgot about that drop. So critical. Yeah, very critical for sure. I do want to say, if Jay Konis is watching this or rewatches this, don't put too much thought of it, because I've seen the best players in the world have bad days. It happens. It happens, right? We can't all be perfect. What you need to do is look back at the gameplay and just learn from it and get better.
give it another go whenever you get another shot. So it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Unfortunately, it is the end of the world's, entry.
Well done.
But
Well
it's
done.
not the end of the world for you. So it's okay. You can always make a comeback. Hopefully, I see Jay Cohn is competing in the finals again. And I would love to see a little bit more improvement. But these type of matches just happen. It was just super chaotic. Sometimes it's just timing. Other times you're just whipping shots. It happens. It's all good in the hood. But you know what did happen? What did happen is Abyssal Assault making it into Worlds. So congrats to Abyssal Assault. We have 2 EU teams taking it home. EU coming up on top this time around with a 3-1 victory.
Yeah, and I think you're right to point out that the Basement Dwellers really did play well. Like, I think that they gave us a lot of really good moments and a lot of good gameplay, and I think that you can definitely see why they've made it to day 2 and where their talent is. So, guys, please, regroup. Don't give up. I want to see you guys in the next Worlds tournament kind of going at this again, because you guys have a nice, well-rounded team, and I think that, I don't know, going back through everything today, I think that just having that light versus the heavy is really what ended up being kind of the determining factor for your team. So maybe you need to reevaluate that. Maybe your light player needs to be utilized a little bit differently in situations where you're going against medium, heavy. But I don't know. I think that Abyssal Assault also just really capitalized on everything that they could today. And just seeing players like Pepe and Rezus going around Spy, it was a nice team composition. So both teams gave us, I think, a great performance in this last best of 5 today. And yeah, I am amazed at what we had today. And we, like you said, 2 EU teams have qualified for the slot 15 and 16 into Worlds. And we're done. We're headed into the Worlds tournament. This is it. All 16 teams have qualified. I have been here for a majority of them, and I just can't wait to see what these teams have in store for us coming up.
Definitely can't wait to see. I do want to point out it wasn't necessarily like Fatman Jack playing the light that was like the determining factor, because I mean Fatman Jack was doing a lot of the heavy lifting. It was just the fact that the Rocket was getting too much value. You need to be able to play around that APS, and hopefully they can practice that. I know I mentioned earlier that maybe you need 2 APS, which generally you never want to do, but in a situation where you just are not playing around the 1 APS, you might as well try to play around 2. I mean, you kind of anything to kind of just stop that rocket damage essentially. And I think that's kind of what has to happen if you're not going to run a heavy, right? If you're going to run a different composition. And I mean, at least I'm happy that we got to see 2 different metas going from region to region. I wonder if we're going to see that in Worlds though, because I think one of the better NA teams actually has Lamp, one of the heavy lifters. I'm pretty sure he plays heavy, unless if all of a sudden he switched up the composition. I think NA is running pretty much a double medium heavy comp as well. So it was kind of interesting to see that these last qualifier teams kind of just made their own meta and kind of just look at the game a little bit differently. Look at the game a little bit differently than everybody else. And maybe that's where the differences are that maybe contribute to the loss. Sometimes, although you want to escape from the meta, sometimes you got to be a slave to the meta. Yep. Because if everyone's winning with a specific meta, maybe it's that much better, right? So maybe trying to learn different characters, different composition, different guns can result in a win next time.
Yeah, and with that, we now have all 16 teams that have completed on the roads to Worlds, and we have made it at the end of the road, and we are here at Worlds. So coming up next, we have a lot of good games for you. Thank you guys for everybody that's tuned in so far. My name is Rio, and this is
Elvin,
and thank you, Elvin, for joining us today. And we've had some amazing matches, and we're going to call it there. Hopefully, we will see you guys next time, and more coming up from us. So thanks for watching us, and have a good evening.
now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They ain't not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got it been better. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They ain't not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. That's how I shoot. Lately I'm driven like I'm on the roof. They in my lane, dog, I told them to move. Now that I'm popping, got too much to lose. Look at the numbers, got nothing to prove. I'm in the city, just me and my crew. Told me I'm sick and I know that it's true, but I'm taking the balls like I got a proof.
Yeah, run it up, I told them that I'm coming back. So let me get all of that. Time is now, I'm coming around to get a check. Said I need my taxes back. Over time, I'm getting mine, so get in line. And it's with no respect. That I told them all I'm about the ball, getting chips. Feeling like Kobe Shaq.
Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got it been better. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I get let up. They ain't not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. Yeah. Look.
Reload and deploy. Yeah. Jolting you.
In the clouds, though they saying I'm stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I'm wrong, like Jerry Blast. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. Listen, go and take a shot, so I need your best. Stop the threats, don't know what is enemy. I don't know, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I don't know, mess with them, I'm not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I'm laying up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I see Look in my eyes, you seeing victory. We ain't taking L's, death to our enemies. You see the drip on me, you cannot get with me, you cannot stop me. Sit back and watch me, straight to the top. When we drop, you better join us. Boy, we hot, money in the bank, yo, we ain't playing. You should've listened when we said we staying. We ain't going nowhere, we ain't got no fear. Sit back and take notes, cause homie, we get hit. Let's get ready for the rumble. All y'all welcome to the jungle. Hold up, y'all really tryna come at me? Bring it on. Enemies all around, ready for war now. Standing on this ground, and we will not give up the crown. Fight until the end, we stay until we win. Y'all better bring it on, cause this is our battle song. Into the jungle, into the jungle, bring it on. What in the world, huh? You all in my nerves, huh? You never return, huh? When you enter in the jungle. Look in your eyes, I'm seeing trouble. You were the champ, but I'm taking that buckle. You a Goliath, but I got the sling. I'm taking your head when I enter the ring. No matter what opposition that you bring, I will be standing cause I am the king. I am the lion, this is my jungle. Like a gorilla, ready to rumble. All out till we take the crown. We ain't giving up, we ain't backing down. We the new money, about to rise up. Time to move over cause your time's up. Way too hungry, never be denied. Pain in my eyes, aiming for the skies. Better sit down, better be humble. Hope you ready, into the jungle. It's all around, ready for war now. Standing on this ground, and we will not give up the crown. Fight until the end, we stay until we win. Y'all better bring it on, cause this is our battle song. Into the jungle, into the jungle, bring it on. What in the world, huh? You all on my nerves, huh? You never return, huh? When you enter in the jungle. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't got no fear. We ain't going nowhere. I hope you ready. enter into the jungle.
Yeah, it's heavy. I don't know why they keep sleeping on me, man. Let me wake 'em up. Flow sick, man, I been high. I serve a guy who the dopest. Hopeless, what I used to be, now I'm moving packs to that potent pressure. If love is a drug, I need extra. I don't look to people, look to the one who poured and don't even measure. Killing beats give me pleasure. Please call the medic, this beat came to me on a stretcher. In the lab, I step to the mic and feel like I'm Dexter. I'm a man, dark world, but I'm still shining like treasure. Yeah, I got joy like ha ha ha. Wait, and I can't wear smiles, that's fake. Then I'm between love and strong. Hate clock says no time for mistakes. Ring the alarm, sirens go off, but I'm calm. My life resides in his palm. Submit to my pops, respect for my mom. Honoring both, so my life will be long. Third time is the charm of the third strike. Had to turn my back on the street like tears come down. Both hands up, thinking about what life will be like. If I never change, mine stay the same. Stay playing games. Yeah, end up in a cell, free but a slave, or inside the grave. Used to dive in the pool of the hen dog. It was me and my bros to the end dog. Was blood, but we was still kin dog. Was alive, but dead in my sin dog. I was heading down fast like an asteroid. I had a good heart, was a bad boy. I played girls like there was just toys. Gold was the poker, mine like Blastoise. I would chase girls to use them. I ended up getting used. It's crazy the things that you do will come back around and bite you. That is a mouthful to chew. Try not to choke. Life ain't a joke. Why everyone hitting the snooze? Sleeping on me is till you get woke. My God.
Let me show you. Tell me I got this.